Thank you for the breath I take. Grateful for each step I make. This moment holds a gift for me. Even silence sets me free. I see the light in ordinary things. My heart is lifted when it sings. I thank the past that brought me here. Even the pain that made things clear. Gratitude in every beat. From the ground beneath my feet. Every breath and every day, I find one more thing to say. Thank you. I bless the hands that shaped my way. I give thanks for those who stay. I thank the ones who walked away. They helped me grow in their own way. I feel the sun behind the rain. I honor joy and I bless pain. There's gold in all I once called loss. Every moment paid the cost. Gratitude in every beat. From the ground beneath my feet. Every breath and every day, I find one more thing. Even in shadows, even in doubt, gratitude whispers and clears it out. No sound, that sound is grace all around. Gratitude in every beat. In the rise, the fall, the in between. Let the stillness carry me. All I breathe is thank you endlessly. Thank you, thank you,
It seems like a purgatory, a trial of fire for me. But knowing slavery's past, I'd rather seem lost, yet be free. Yet be free. I refuse to be soft about where I'm at and deny what appears to be true. But just an appearance isn't enough for me to admit I'm through. Let them all go back, those who would, to the slow death that we knew. But I decree each day I'll remain in this way, even though with comrades few, we'll all meet our end, one way or another. Dying together in slavery, or alone, shunned by a brother. It seems like a purgatory, crucible of fire for me. But no, slavery is past. I'd rather seem lost, yet be free. the desert, the land of milk and honey. We exist in just one, but in desert alone is the highest death done. We'll all meet our end, one way or another, dying together in slavery, all alone, shunned by a brother. It seems like a purgatory, a trial of fire for me. But no slavery is past. I'd rather see lost, yet be free. It appears as the end. I can't find another, but can't retreat to slavery, even alone without my brother. It's not a purgatory, it's a crucible of fire for me. I've left slavery in the past, and I'm never truly lost when I'm free. Most choose to die while bound, but with my death, truth is found. Found.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are underneath the big Astrodome. Because that is the life. No matter which team you like, no matter where you are, no matter who you are under the Astrodome, baby. It looks like I do need to correct one little thing on my layout here. There we go. That's it. Let me see if I can correct this. What is... Try to find out the dealio. Just to see what's going on. Ah, okay, I see. The size was changed. Once the game is over, it's still trying to pull information, right, for the game. But since the game is finished, sometimes that gets a little wonky. Oh, there's the diamond. No. The baseball diamond, that's right. The baseball diamond. Come on, hook me up here. Yes, thank you. There we go. There we are. Now that should be fixed. Boom. Isn't that better? Just a little bit of tweaking going on. Last second tweaking going on. Not twerking. Tweaking. Okay? Tweaking. Oh, man. It's not looking too good for the live stream on the Angels right now, is it? 2 people? 3 people? 2 likes? Sergio says, I'm hoping for better all-around results this game. Me too, Sergio. You know, the Astros were like this with the A's, right? Started off in the dumper and then took off like Astros Rockets. And they went back down. They crashed back down to Earth. So you could say that the Astros were like a SpaceX rocket against the A's, starting off a little rough, doing pretty amazing there for a little bit in the middle, and then crashing back to the Earth. Reality strikes. You can't get out of the Astrodome, baby. The Astros didn't realize that there was a dome overhead, and they crashed into it and lost Game 4. Now, if everything works correctly on screen, we should have base runners today. if you'll notice, the the stats for Pena will show up on the screen right now. Let me double check my live feed just to double check.
Right.
Oh, I need to change my audio. I've got it going through the TV. That's no good. That's not good at all. Let's see here. Okay. Excuse me. Seems to be good. Seems to be good. Can't quite see it. Let me make it full screen on this, on the big screen. Take a look. Take a closer look. Yeah, right now it says his stats are all 0. But if I'm not mistaken, these stats might be for the game. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. But they might just be for the game. But we will find out when the game starts. Game should be starting in just a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I didn't finish my toast, my peanut butter toast. Yes, Sergio. I hope that there are also better results for my live stream. No technical problems. Fingers crossed. Some beautiful weather out in Los Angeles today, looks like. Look at that. Pretty nice. If you guys didn't see it, I can show you again. Check that out. Look how beautiful it is out there today. Ooh, it looks nice. Nice looking. Hey, Willard. Willard, you said you can't tell me Astros couldn't get him for cheap. Who are you talking about? I see what you're talking about. You're talking about, maybe you're talking about the poll, or are you talking about something else? Hey, Mark, good to see you. Welcome back. Haven't seen Kikuchi in so long. Guys, it looks like we're ready to go. Looks like we're ready to go. Jeremy Pena is at the plate. Kikuchi seems to be ready. First pitch is on the way. Whoa, swinging a miss. 96 mile per hour fastball up in zone. Let's go, STROS. Let's get this party started. Here comes the next pitch. Let's go, Pena. Pena batting .322 this year. Best batting average in the MLB this month belongs to Jeremy Pena. That's in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I barely finished my toast before this game started. Whew, talk about cutting it down to the wire. Is it just me, or does this field look too clean? Here's the next pitch. Pena hits this one out to center field pretty well, all the way out to the wall. Is it gone? Are you kidding me? It's gone. It just kept floating. Kept floating. Kept floating. Astros homer off Yusei Kikuchi. Jeremy Pena, first bat of the game. How about that? Jeremy Pena has no problem with fastballs. Throw them all day long. A fastball right down the middle? Holy cow. 1-0 Astros. The Astros have a run in the first inning. Yes! Can you believe it? Paredes is at the plate. First pitch is in there for ball 1, actually. A little high. Yeah, how do we like that? Here comes the next pitch. You say didn't like that one too much. 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch to Isak the ball on the way. This one's hit hard all the way out to left field. It could be gone. Could be gone. It is. It's gone to left field. Isak Paredes. Back to back. The Astros have Yusei Kikuchi's number. I feel a little sad for Yusei Kikuchi. 2-0 Astros, back-to-back jacks right off the bat. Holy freaking cow, guys. Astros are going gangbusters right now. Are you kidding me? That brings up Jose Altuve, and he's getting the customary boos. Here comes the pitch from Kikuchi. Oh, he should have swung at that one 80 miles an hour right down the middle. Curveball, strike 1. Mark says, you got some stuff going on this screen, fire and ice and all graphics. Yeah, I'm playing around with it. I spent about 5 hours working on some stuff last night, and I was like, I want to try some things. I was trying to find some really cool Astros type colors and mess around with it, but man, I spent over 5 hours working on it last night. That one's way outside. Ball 2. I'm sorry, ball 1, 1 and 2 to Altuve. How about another homer, Altuve? Let's do 3 homers in a row to start the game off. How about that? Let's do it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ah, Jose goes down. Swing strike on the slider. There's Pena's homer right there. Over 400 feet. And then Paredes just snuck it right inside the left foul pole. Right inside there. Pena's was a blast. Paredes was just a sneaker. Yiner trying to go after it. Swing and a miss. How about that? 31 people following along and only 9 likes. Guys, hook me up on some likes. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. 2-0 Astros. Here's the pitch. Why is my score not updating? Should be updated. That's the one thing I can't help, though. It is pulling information from the API. There it is. It's updated finally. Excellent. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt. You know what? I think I might know. My power... Yeah, okay, my power shell is on. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Diaz. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 2-2 with 1 out. Mark says almost a video game screen. Yeah, actually, Mark, if you notice the baseball diamond background, I took it from RBI Baseball. Do you guys remember that? RBI Baseball? The very first Nintendo baseball game. The very first RBI Baseball Nintendo game. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yiner Diaz. The count is full. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Man, the slider right down the middle. No, curveball. Next batter is Cam Smith. Here's the first pitch. Right in there. Strike 1. Next pitch is on the way. Cam hits that one pretty high in the air, but it should be playable. It's taken by the shortstop for out number 3. That's it. 30 people following along right now. I appreciate you being here, but I need some likes, guys. If you haven't already liked the live stream, please do so. I think I only have 13 likes with 30 people. That's a terrible discrepancy. Can't have those discrepancies. Mark says, I still have an original Nintendo no baseball game. Got basketball. What do you have, double dribble? I remember double dribble. End of the top of the first. Astros up 2-0. How about that? Back-to-back jacks by Jeremy Pena, and he socked the ball. Paredes. The flash. And he socked the ball. Let's see here. I do have a counter on the screen that shows my subscribers. I was finally able to get that. It has the live count. If you notice, right next to my portrait right here, right next to my camera image, right here on the screen. That's my subscriber count. 10 more to go. Just 10 more to go to get to 500, guys. Hey, Caesar, it's good to see you. Welcome in. Casey, I saw your comment earlier. Welcome back. Yeah, Mark, we needed one of those homers last night for sure. That would have been nice. In the 9th inning, right? They decide to hit it when it doesn't matter so much. I mean, it might matter later, but it doesn't matter right now. Chris says if we keep homering Kikuchi, he'll be taken out. Well, you know, that's actually a problem that Kikuchi has, is giving up homers. He's got an issue with that. But, you know, if you think about it, the Astros should have very good intel on Kikuchi. So I don't think Kikuchi's going to have a very good game against the Astros today, unfortunately for him. All right. Who's up at the plate? Zach Neto. Or Neto. Neto is at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Brown. Fouled it off. Looked like a fastball, high fastball. 96. They say it's a sinker. 37 people following along and only 16 likes. Wow, the views are going up today, but the likes are still in bed, asleep, need some coffee or something. Here's a pitch. Let's hit up the middle. Hey, a little tapper, baby tapper. Wah. Neto goes down. Yeah, if anybody likes Neto or is going to try to correct me, I know his name is Neto. I just think it's funny to call him Neto. Neto, I flew out to the first baseman. It was a pop-out, a little line drive. 2-0 Astros. 1 out in the bottom of the second in Los Angeles on a beautiful day. Next batter is at the plate. Nolan Shawnell. First pitch is out of the zone. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Ball 1. Hey, Edith, a new subscriber. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. A little outside. Couple of fastballs missing the mark for Hunter Brown. 97 and 96. He's behind in the count 2-0. There's Mr. Brown. Come on, Brown. Downtown Brown. Little generous there is the umpire with the strike call. Upper outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's on the outside edge. Another well-placed pitch. Is this a Brown special we're witnessing right now? Because he's painting. He is currently painting against this batter. He has become a painter. A painting fool. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Brown. Ooh, right in there. No need to paint the corner on that one. Just throw 99 miles an hour right down the pipe. Holy freaking cow. Tommy Likey. Tommy want, well, strikey. It was not a swing, but it was a strike. Good toss by Brown to get out number 2. First strikeout of the game. First strikeout for Brown, that is. Altuve struck out, unfortunately, to start off the strikeouts. Right in the bottom of the zone. Was that called a ball? That was in the bottom of the zone, called ball 1. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Mike Trout at the plate. The infamous Mike Trout, but his batting average this season is only .236. Still a dangerous hitter. Here's a pitch. Right in there, 97 miles an hour. Strike 1, 1-1. Mark says Mike Tyson's knockout. Oh, yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, did you know they stopped selling that after Mike Tyson had all those issues? They stopped it. They changed it. Put a generic character in there. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Little high and outside. 98 miles an hour to Trout. Come on, Brown. Let's go fishing. Catch us some trout. Paperboy. I remember Paperboy and Metal Man. Oh, Mega Man. Yeah, I think you mean Mega Man. Yeah, man, those are great games. Really difficult games, too. Little high. Maybe about 5 inches out of the zone there. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mike Trout. Here comes the next toss. 3-1. That's low. He walked him. Looks like Brown didn't really want to pitch to Trout for some reason. Not quite sure why. Trout is a dangerous hitter, but I mean, he's not even batting .250 this year. Not even batting .240. All right. Come on, Brown. That first pitch is a strike. Taylor Ward at the plate. Next pitch on the way. A little low and in the dirt. Ball one. 1-1. Trout on first base with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor Ward only batting .209 this year, but he's got 19 home runs. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Here's the pitch. I guess he's been striking out like crazy. Strike in the top of the zone, 96 miles an hour. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shout out to the new subscribers. Yes, thank you very much for subscribing. It looks like we picked up a couple just in the past few minutes. 9 more to go to get to 500. Hunter Brown steps off the rubber. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mr. Ward. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that was a nice looking knuckle curve. But he doesn't swing. You know, the API on the screen is updating so slowly. I wonder why. I might have to restart my PowerShell just to try to get it going. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Right up the middle, Dubon grabs it, fires over to first base, and he's able to get it. Out number 3. All right, 2-0 Astros after the end of 1. 1 walk to Mike Trout, but other than that, no problem. No hits for the Angels. The fallen Angels, the dirty fallen Angels. The Astros, in case you are unaware of this, they lit up Yusei Kikuchi in the very top of the first. Jeremy Pena with a blast to left center. And then Paredes came right in behind him and put one in left field. 2 homers in a row. And that's where we stand right now. Sergio says Kikuchi showed everyone why we didn't bring him back. You know, it's sad because when he was with us, he was doing awesome, and he only lost 1 game. That 1 game that he lost, it wasn't his fault. He had a really good game, actually. If you go back and look at it, he had a really good game. The Astros bats and relievers lost that game. Yes, Sergio, 17 likes and 36 people. We just got to 20 likes. Thank you very much for the likes and the subscribers. I'm trying to get to 500 before the end of the month. There are several reasons why, but it's always good to have a goal. And I appreciate you guys and gals helping me out with both of those. Liking the channel and subscribing. If you're an Astros fan, I can definitely invite you to subscribe. I checked out my statistics yesterday, and according to my statistics, around 47.5% of the people watching and listening are not subscribers. Almost half. That means that most of you right now listening are not subscribers. It wouldn't take much to get to 500. I only need 9 more. All right. Kikuchi comes in with the next pitch. The very first one to Walker. Fouled off. Strike 1. Now, this is the true test. If Walker gets a home run here, I would say if Walker gets a double, a triple, or a homer, then you know it's going to be a really bad day for Yusei Kikuchi. Here comes the pitch. That was a sharp hit. Not a good throw to first base, but the third baseman throws out Walker after a rocket to Ringfo, the third baseman. You can see how hard he hit that. 108.2 off the bat. Barely got that. I don't know. Walker put the bat on it. He didn't strike out. Myers is at the plate. Takes the first one for a strike. Myers actually has 2 home runs against Kikuchi. Can you believe that? I didn't expect to hear that. It's an interesting stat. Here's the next pitch. Opposite field foul ball, 0-2. Myers batting .304 for the year. He has been no fluke so far. Casey says Excite Bike. Yeah, Excite Bike. I liked that one. Didn't play hockey, though. Never was a hockey guy. Tecmo Bowl. How about that? Did you play Tecmo Bowl? I did. I loved Tecmo Bowl, especially with Bo Jackson. He was unstoppable. Here's the 0-2. Opposite field smack by Myers, but out of play. It remains 0-2. Mark says, I like the new layout. Marky likey. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I'm trying to find the balance between really cool and not too much, right? That pitch is out of the zone for ball 1, 1-2. Or you could say the balance between, that's too much. And that's too vanilla, right? Somewhere in the middle. Here's the next pitch. Fouled off at the plate. Bounces over towards the dugout. I forgot to see if it showed the base runner. I forgot to take a look at that. It's really, really small on my screen, guys. I'm not looking at it, so I don't know. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Kikuchi. Myers fouls it off and loses his helmet. What are the chances of Jake Myers losing his helmet on a swing? Wow, Myers having a great road series so far. 3 hits on his birthday. 2 hits after that yesterday. Pretty nice, huh? Yes, Mark says Bo was crazy fast. Yes, he was. He was unstoppable. Hey, Myers with the hit to the left side. How about that? Got down 0-2, but came back. Worked the count. And we have ourselves a 1-out base runner with Cooper Hummel at the plate. Cooper Hummus. Serve him up a nice bowl of hummus to cook. Hit a hummer. First pitch from Kikuchi is on the way. A little low inside. Ball 1. 1-0. 1-0. Yeah, Sergio was a good first inning, that's for sure. The Tigers and the Stankies are losing in their ball games. That's awesome. Lose some more. Lose some more. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Hummel checks his swing. The ball's in the dirt for a 2-0 count. Jordan says, if I had to pick a great hitting left-handed all day, but we had that already once Jordan comes back. Well, we will, but just one. Just one. We need more than one. Swing and miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to Hummel. We can't just have one left-hander, you know. Can't just have one left-hander. With 2 balls and 1 strike to Hummel. Here's the toss. He swings at the inside pitch. Jake is sliding in there, and they get him. Got him on the leg. It was not a great throw, but it was there in time. They put the tag on his leg. Myers will jog to the dugout for out number 2. Man. Yeah, it was not a great jump. The throw was not great, but it was there in plenty of time. Yeah, they got him on the butt with that tag. Next pitch is high. Kikuchi thought that was strike 3. That was funny. Kikuchi thought that was strike 3. He started walking towards the dugout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This inning isn't over yet. You're not that lucky. Almost got to hit a homer off you. Cooper Homer. Not Cooper Hummel. Cooper Homer. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And he gets a strikeout there. Man, is it just me, or is Kikuchi throwing like he's got an attitude? Maybe it was that opening inning that got to him. He's wanting to get off that mound quick. Got lucky that inning, Kikuchi. Ima, raki desu. Raki desu. I just said in Japanese, right now, you're lucky. Raki desu. You're lucky. Let's take a quick look at the ye old live chat. What do we have going on here? Sergio says the Mariners beat the Cubs 9-4. Well, I don't like the Cubs, but I don't want the Mariners winning. Jordan, I love the Yankees only because it rhymes with Stankies. Beautiful name, the Stankies. Whenever we play them, I hope they score no runs so we can call them the Blankies. Willard says Astros need another ace starter pitcher. Yeah, everybody's got some different opinions right now because the Astros are in a unique position that they aren't usually in. They are not highly in need of any particular thing right now because they are getting the job done, even though Jordan is out and even though we have a couple of other position players out, even though we have many pitchers out, we're still getting it done. So the Astros actually have a little bit of power in deciding what they want to do with trades. And that's why I'm interested in you guys and your opinion. All right. Brown is back on the mound. He is facing Travis d'Arnaud. It looks like a strike, my friend. Right in there. 0-1 is the count. Jordan says, ever since I said Pena would hit better without his bat under his shoulder, he has been raking all-star. Heck yes, you are right on. Fouled back, the 96. Freudian slip? I don't know. 96 mile per hour pitch fouled back. 0-2 is the count. 20th pitch of the game incoming for Hunter Brown. Here comes the tosser. Right in there, strike 3. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was strike 3. That was strike 3. Look at that. I'm not kidding. It's 100% over the plate. But it was called a ball. Now that's strike 3, dead center. Hunter's like, well, if you're not going to give me that one, I'll just throw it right in the middle of the freaking plate. Man, not another one of these umpires. Just can't take that. I can't go for that. No. No can do. I can't go for that. Can't go for that. But it is a strikeout either way. Hunter Brown picks up his K, his special K. Here's the next pitch. He's now facing Joe Adele. Adele? That doesn't look like Adele at all. Strike 1 taken right down the pipe. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Oh, just barely missed. Above the zone. 97 mph on the LiDAR. LiDAR. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the toss. Way high. Just like those guys that lived next to me back in Shreveport, Louisiana. Most of the time, they were way high. The young couple that lived next to me, I think they were way high all the time. This is hit really high. Speaking of way high, it goes out into center field. Myers is underneath it, puts it away for out number 2. Good job, Jake the Rake. Willard says, if I'm the Astros, trade for Robert Jr. and Sandy. The Cubs fans suck. I agree. My younger sister is a Cubs fan, but there you go. You know how I feel about her. Just a little up and out to Lamont Wade Jr. Ball 1. It looks like the API stats are catching up now, so that's good. That one's in there, 94 miles an hour, right in the center of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs, nobody on, and no hope left for the Angels. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Just a little high and outside, 97. He held his bat. He was able to not swing. Here is the next pitch. 83 right in there. Good knuckle curve. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 ball, 2 strikes. I'm sorry. Vampiro says, who's the best Astro to wear a uniform? My all-time favorite, Jose Altuve. No questions for me. Everybody has their own opinion, though. Fouls this one off. The fastball high in the zone, 98 miles an hour. Count remains 2-2. Willard says, right, I'm pretty sure Astros can trade for cheap to get pitcher, and also White Sox are willing to trade Robert Jr. plus cash to trade him away. We could have a really nice trade for the first time in a long time. Right up the middle. That's going to be down or no? Yeah, all right. Myers grabs it. I thought it was going to be down there for a second. But Hunter Brown has a 1-2-3 inning. The line out to Myers. What in the world just happened there? Okay, there we go. I see. Boom. There we go. I made a mistake on my screen. I moved some stuff around by accident. 38 people following right now. 28 likes. Just 2 more to get to 30, guys. Thank you so much. Just 2 more likes to get to 30. We're at 492 subscribers. The countdown is on. 8 more subs to get to 500. Just 8 more. 8 more. Why is the audio not muted? Lots of talking in my ear. I thought I muted it, and it did not mute. I decided to go ahead and wear my Biggio shirt today, so it's not hanging up as usual. Right now I only have my... I can't find where I put one of my Astro shirts. It's packed up around here somewhere. I'm going to dig around and find it. But I had a really big Astros t-shirt, a Champions t-shirt. And I gave it to my girl. Girl/friend, question mark. I gave it to her and told her she could use it as a night shirt to sleep in. It's a really big shirt. Even for me, it's big. So it's like a perfect shirt for her to sleep in. She likes sleeping in big shirts. Let's see here. We are back. The top of the 3rd. Mauricio Dubon is at the plate. First pitch to Dubon, 88 miles an hour. But oddly enough, that ball does not light on fire and go back to the future. I haven't said that in a really, really long time. I used to say it too much. Then I stopped saying it. Dubon fouls that one off. 90 mile per hour slider. 0-2. Sergio says Altuve's answer to your question, Vampiro. Sergio knows what's up. Sergio knows, just like Bo knows Tecmo. Sergio knows Altuve. Next pitch. Misses the mark. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Doobie. Doobie Doobie Doo. Scooby Dooby Doo. Come on, Doobie Doobie Doo. You can hit a home run here too, I think. If you can do it in the other park, you can do it here. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caesar says Hall & Oates, love it, man. Ah, you got it. You caught that? Very cool. Good man. Good man. We're going to get a makeup strike later because that was so plain. I sure hope so, Jordan. I sure hope so. Maybe this umpire will go both ways. Dubon hits it out to right field. Is it going to be down? No. It's caught in foul territory. 1 away. Doobie goes down. Doobie's down. Doobie's down. Sounds like something you'd hear in a war movie, you know? Band of Brothers or something. Doobie's down! Doobie's down! Sorry about that. Didn't mean to have that sudden fit. Here's the pitch. Low. What in the world is going on here? Okay, I see what I did. I'm still getting used to the layout here. I've got a different layout that's actually faster and more efficient, but muscle memory is messing with me. Pena is at the plate, swing and miss on that toss. Of course, Pena blasted one to left center field. Yeah, both these guys, those guys right there, both of them back-to-back homers in the first inning. Pena's swinging for the fences right now. That last pitch, I could feel it whenever he swung the bat. All the way over here in Japan. This one's chopped to third. It looks like it's going to be an easy play, and it is for out number 2. Kikuchi probably breathing a big sigh of relief right there. 2 away. Isak, the ball Paredes, comes to the plate. Brown is calm as a cucumber. Yes, he is ace. Jordan says, would Fromber accept $20 million a year? I think it depends on how much he wants to stay in Houston. That's a strike. 89 mile per hour slider finding the mark. Here is the 0-1 pitch to Isak. High, ball 1. The count is even. Jordan says he deserves it. The only player, not a Tommy John fan. Yep. I'd give it to him unless a team wanted to move us from last to mid-farm system-wise. Yeah, I don't want us to take a farm hit. Low and outside, ball 2. 2-1. Elbow says, first-time viewer and poster. Hey, I Elbow. I Elbow, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show, yo. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. The next pitch to Paredes is low. Kikuchi a little afraid of tossing to Paredes. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Kikuchi. Paredes blasts it into left field for a single. Yes! Nice little rip. 2-out hit. 2 for 2 today is Paredes with a homer and the single. Is he making a bid for a cycle today? That brings up my hero, best Astro of all time, Jose Altuve. Vampiro says, are you a secret Yankee fan? We saw that. A secret Yankee fan? Who are you talking to? You better not be talking to me. I'm definitely no Yankee fan, that's for sure. Here's the first pitch to Tuve. Right in there, unfortunately. But that's okay. Altuve's waiting for his pitch. Waiting for his pitch. Altuve should know Kikuchi just as good as any of the other batters. He should have the same ability to launch on Kikuchi as Pena and Paredes. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Don't go after that, Altuve. Don't go after that garbage in the dirt. Curveball in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Altuve has already struck out once. Don't need another one. 0-2 with 2 outs. Paredes on first. Mark says guy drops his joint. Doobies down. Doobies down. Yeah, drops 2 joints. Doobies down. Doobies down. Here's a pitch. In the dirt. He doesn't swing. Thank you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The curveball. Cleaning off the plate or dirtying it. One of the two. Oh, subscribers at 493. It's creeping up. 7 more to go, guys and gals. Is the base runner working? It doesn't look like the base runner is working. I had a feeling it wouldn't. But, you know, 1 step at a time, baby steps. Altuve steps out of the box for a moment. Slight break. Slight timeout. 1-2 pitch. This is the 51st for Kikuchi. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Holy cow. What in the world are you doing? You're killing me, Altuve. You're hurting my heart. Kikuchi. Omedetou gozaimasu. Congratulations. You struck out my guy. It's funny. Kikuchi is from Japan in America pitching baseball, and I am from America in Japan calling baseball. That's pretty funny. We are switching places, I guess you could say. The base runners are not working, guys. I am not surprised. I'm definitely disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Everything is working. Everything is working except for the base runners. Why is it that the base runners have been so difficult? Ever since the beginning, the base runners have been nothing but difficult. And I even changed it. This is HTML. HTML. I'm going to send the code to ChatGPT and see if it can figure out what in the world is going on. Why is this code not working? Why? I really want those base runners to be lit up. Let me go to the folder. Layout folder number 6. Excuse me. Maybe it's the JavaScript file. The base runners are still not showing up in game time. Everything else is good. Where do you think the problem might be? It just shows empty and diamonds the entire time. There we go. Okay. Looks like I just missed the first pitch from Brown. He is facing Mr. Louis Ringfo. 1-0 is the count. Now it's 1-1 with that knuckle curve on the outside edge. Man, it's warm in here. Okay, no wonder. My fan is on rotate. It's not just stuck on me. That's why it's a little warm. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Ringfo. Ringfo. Fouls it off. 1-2. I want to say Ringafo. You Ringafo? It sounds like somebody trying to say something in a very casual slang way, but you can't understand them. Yo, you Ringafo? Huh? Here comes the pitch. High and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 97-mile-per-hour fastball missing. Hey, Polish Ninja is back. Welcome back. Is Trout still on the Angels? Yes, he is. And he walked earlier. There's the pitch. Misses. 1 walk in the game so far issued by Hunter Brown to Mike Trout. There's a 3-2 pitch coming right now. We'll see what he does. Opposite field hit. Could have been ball 4 on the outside edge, but Ringfro went after it. Ripped it into opposite field, so they have a leadoff base runner. First hit of the game for the Fallen Angels here in the top of the third. Ringfro is on first base. Next batter is Christian Moore. Here's the pitch. Knuckle curve missing down for ball 1. Charles says, I was calling Altuve the Opu. 1 pitch, 1 out. F-Poo, 4 pitches, 1 out. Ooh, swing and a miss. Luckily, Altuve has improved a bit. He's not always as bad as 1 pitch, 1 out, like swing at the first pitch, fly out, ground out, but still there's room for improvement. But, you know, Altuve probably never will. He probably will never change that aspect of his game, but that's one of the things that makes him who he is, right? 2 balls and 1 strike to Christian Moore. I think I need a softer cushion for my butt on this chair. It's so hard. Fouled back. The sinker almost gets past him. 96 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs. Runner on first. Runner on first. Polish Ninja says, good to be back. Hope you are well. Yeah, you are missed just like everybody else. I've got several other people who've been here, been around on this channel for a while, even from last year, and they haven't been back in quite some time now, so I'm wondering where they're at. So it's nice to see people coming back in that I haven't seen in a while. Life gets busy sometimes, and there are more important things than listening in or following a game, right? Fouled back. 97 mile per hour fastball. Ringfo was running on that pitch, but he's going to have to trot back. He's going to have to Mike Trout back. I don't know where that came from. Dad jokes inside of me, guys. I do have a daughter, so I've got the official dad joke gene. I'm warning you right now. Probably already know that if you've been around on the channel. Occasionally, I drop the bombs. Here's the pitch. Right at the middle, could be a double play ball. No chance for a double play, but they get the out at first. Ringfro was stealing. He was stealing on that play, so no chance for Dubon to go for the double play there. You can see he was already almost there. So no choice but to go to first. Runner is advanced. Next batter is Zach Neto. Check swing fouled off. Strike 1. Yeah, Jordan, the Fallen Angels. That's what I chose for my thumbnails. Fallen Angels. Sergio says it's official. The Orioles beat the Stankies 5-3. Good job, Orioles. And congratulations to Orioles Birdwatcher on YouTube. What in the world happened there? He's angry. What in the world's going on out there? It didn't hit him. Neto got angry about that. He didn't think that pitch was very neato. That pitch was way inside. Neto got angry about it. All the Angels are running in from left field, running in from the bullpen. Come on. Neto's just being a big baby. You get hit in baseball. It happens. You get hit sometimes in baseball. When you're batting at the plate, sometimes you get hit by a pitch. There's no rivalry here. Brown and Neto have nothing between them. Take a look at this. just too far inside. Got him on the arm. He didn't even hit him on the body. And he immediately got angry and started yelling at Hunter Brown. Yeah, Hunter Brown had some choice words too. Nito's just being a big baby because he was hugging the plate, guys. Check this out. Nito was hugging the plate. He was hovering in and hugging the plate. He was all in over the plate. That pitch was inside and it hit him on the arm. Didn't even hit him on the body, and he freaked out about it. Hunter Brown's yelling at him, "Dude, you're on the plate. You're on the plate." Yeah, look at him. You can see the white line right there. He's standing right on the inside. He's way inside, right up on the plate. He's literally hugging the plate. Look how close he is to the plate. He's like 5 inches from the plate. What do you expect? What a big baby. The umpires discussed whether or not they wanted to issue a warning to Hunter Brown, which is silly because if Nito had just gone to first like he should have, there wouldn't have been any discussion at all. No warning is issued to Brown, as there should be. Should be no warning. Next batter is Nolan Chanel. The ball is in the dirt for ball one. 1-0. 1 out, runners on first and second. The drama, hopefully, is over. Here comes the next pitch from Brown. That's hit up the middle. Hummel comes in and grabs it. No problem. Out number 2. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Walker and Nito are talking a little bit at first base. Trying to talk some sense into him. The way you responded is not very Nito. Come on, you big baby. It's baseball. You get hit sometimes. I wasn't trying to hit you. Here's the pitch. On the outside, strike 1. The guy at the plate is Mike Trout. He walked his last at bat. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Woo! 99 on that outside edge. How do you not call that a strike? How do you not call that a strike? Once again, the umpire. Look at that. It wasn't as bad as the other one, Jordan. But now we've got 2 to get back. 98 up and out of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. No, 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. That was on me. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 50 pitches now for Brown. Here's the toss to Trout. Just missed outside. If the umpire isn't going to call the others a strike, he's definitely not going to call that one a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Trout. Come on, man. You can pitch to this guy. He's nothing. He's nothing. You're Hunter Brown. Here comes the toss. Way high. Another walk by Hunter Brown. This time, 2 walks to Mike Trout. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs. For Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward batting .209. Why wouldn't you pitch to Mike Trout? Come on. He's not having what you would call a stellar year. What in the world? I think Hunter Brown is a little angry right now. Usually he throws harder and better when he's angry. He's still throwing hard, but his accuracy is not quite enough to satisfy this umpire. Here comes the first pitch to Ward. Again outside. The slider missing the mark by several inches. Too many balls thrown by Hunter Brown. 5 balls and 1 strike thrown in the past 2 batters. Here's the pitch. Knuckle curve too high. Man, somebody needs to go out to the mound and talk to Hunter Brown. Diaz, go talk to Brown. Don't let him throw another pitch right now. Here comes the 2-0 to Ward. Ground ball should be playable. Dubon grabs it, goes to first. Finally, out number 3. The drama is over. Thank goodness. Man, yeah, they're probably saying the same thing I'm saying. Oh, that's a bunch of drama out there. Yeah. Anyway, go STROS. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. Hey, how about that, Diaz? That was a lot of drama. Yeah, Brown, it sure was. Anyway, go STROS. It's exactly what Hunter Brown and Yainer Diaz said. You guys can quote me on that. If you ever want to know what the pitchers, the catchers, the umpires, and all those guys are saying to each other when they're chatting secretly with the gloves over their face, you just ask me, because I can tell you, I know for sure, 100%, what they're saying. Yainer Diaz will be up in just a moment, followed by Cam Smith and Christian Walker. Let's see here. Sergio says the Rays are beating the Tigers at the end of the 7th. That's nice. Go Rays. Sergio says, are they angels or drama queens? Well, apparently drama queens. Now, they did say that Nito held up his hands like that was 2, like he got hit last year. But, come on. The guy literally hugs the plate. The toe of his foot is like 2 inches from the white line. Anybody who plays baseball knows that if you're going to stand right there, any pitch that comes too far inside is going to be dangerously close to you. And it hit him on the arm. What did he expect? What did he think was going to happen? Sergio says, be grateful you got on base. That's right. Forget about that inning. I agree with you. And Caesar, you're right. He was acting like a sore loser. He'll be sore. He'll definitely be sore tomorrow. Hopefully he's sore right now. I don't want him to be injured, but I'm happy if he's sore. Maybe he'll be sore for a couple of weeks. Acting like a fool. Don't act like... Okay, I missed the next couple of pitches. Yep, I think I had a satellite adjust going on because I lost my feed. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yainer Diaz. I apologize for that. I never know when that's going to happen. Swing and a miss down in the bottom of the zone or below the zone. Another strikeout. Yainer goes down swinging on a crap pitch in the dirt. What's the crap pitch? Cam Smith comes to the plate. First pitch is on the way. Fouls it off to the first base side. Oh, and 1 is the count with 1 out. Yusei had a really rough start, back-to-back homers. I remember his first time with the Astros, the very first game he pitched, he gave up a homer in the first inning. I think it might have been the first batter. After that, he settled down and had a good game. Wound up winning. It looks like he's still doing the same thing, but except worse. I think his record is 2-6 right now. He did so much better with the Astros. 0-1, 0-2. Counts 0-2. Here's a pitch to Cam. Way outside and low on the sinker. Swing and a miss. Man, what in the world is going on with the Astros right now? They come out swinging and knocking it out of the park. And now suddenly they can't hit the ball. Oh, this is not going to be a very hot cup of coffee. I should have heated that water up. I forgot to put it in my hot water bottle. Walker is at the plate. Low and inside, ball 1. Walker did hit a nice rocket last at bat. But let's see if he can get a hit here. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caesar says, "Go Stros." Yeah, that's what Yiner and Hunter Brown were saying to each other. "Hey man, you okay? I'm okay." "Go Stros." "Yes, hell yes, go Stros." Yeah, that's what they were saying to each other. Walker goes after the high fastball and misses it there while I'm acting like a fool. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the next toss. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Out number 3. Man, Yusei Kikuchi now tossing strikeouts to the Astros. 3 up and 3 down. No problem there. And I am going to go heat up my water right quick, guys. I'll be right back. Just like Hunter Brown and Yiner Diaz were undoubtedly saying to each other, "Go Stros." Alright, just in time for pitch number 1, but not in time to get my headset on. Ball 1 to Travis d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud! Here comes the next pitch from Hunter Brown. Hit in play to Pena. He fires it over to first. Out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out. Nice start to the bottom of the 4th. Astros up 2-0. One hit for the Fallen Angels. 4 hits for the Astros. Joe Adele comes to the plate. First pitch is on the way. Right in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. Nice knuckle curve. It looks like Hunter Brown has his control back. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Woo. That was another knuckle curve, but way up and in for ball 1. 1-1 with 1 out. One pitch on the way. Too far inside. The sinker missing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Quiet chat now. We had it going on there for a while. It was pretty busy. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Low and inside. Good pitch. Sub count is 1 step closer. 7 subscribers away from 500, guys. 34 people following along and 35 likes on the live stream. Going good so far. I appreciate it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off on the first base side. 97 mile per hour fastball. Glenn, welcome back. Everyone can chill now. We're going to win. Yes. Glenn's in. Glenn's in. Glenn's in. That's right. Fouled at the plate. Count remains 2-2. Wait a second. I thought it was 2-2. Apparently it's 3-2. Was I not looking at the screen or something? Did I miss? Was that just a wild pitch? Not a foul ball? Maybe that's what I get for not looking at the screen, not seeing what's going on here. Adele hits this one way out to center field. That might be trouble, and it is. It's gone. It's onto the rocks. Adele homers on a 3-2 count. The ball hit the rocks and bounced back into the field. Holy cow. He crushed that ball. Man, 3 straight games with a home run for Adele. 97 right in the center of the plate, and Hunter got burned. Literally right in the center of the plate, almost no movement. He just tried to burn it by him, and it didn't work out. 2-1. Angels put a run on the board with their second hit of the game. That first pitch to Lamont Wade Jr. is in the outside, just inside the outside edge for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Way outside. 1-1. It's 4:44 in Poland. 11:45 a.m. here in Japan. Yeah, give them one run. Got to give them one. Make them feel special. Next pitch is in the dirt. Terrible. Out of control change up there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, right. He said it hit off the rocks, went up the grass. Knuckle curve misses, low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. So after that home run, Hunter Brown looks a little shaken up here. 3 balls and 1 strike to Lamont Wade Jr. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off. Looks like he was hoping for a good pitch right down the middle of the blast. But it was on the outside edge. 69 pitches now for Hunter Brown. Full count. Not too much in the way of whiffs, strikeouts for Hunter Brown. Here comes the full count. Knuckle curve. Swing and a miss, finally. That's what he should have thrown. To Adele instead of that fastball right down the middle. Two outs. Louis Ringfo is at the plate now. Lefty. Here's the pitch. Goes after the first one, fouls it off at the plate, off of his foot. One single for him today. Mark says Hunter to Diaz. That guy doing chat stream probably laughing at that drama. Diaz the Hunter, yeah, ghosters like that while watching the dugout. Yeah. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to Dubon. Scoops it up, fires over to Walker. Easy peasy for out number 3. So there's a solo homer that inning by Adele off of Hunter Brown. And once again, they're going to the dugout chatting. What are they talking about this time? Hey, man, you gave up a home. I know. I mean, now it's like half the runs I know. We can't let them have him. I know. Anyway, go Astros. Yes, go Astros. That's the way Diaz and Hunter Brown always end their conversations 100% of the time. I guarantee it. No matter what they talk about, even if they're angry with each other, they always end the conversation, Go Stros. Go Stros! Can you imagine? Diaz and Brown are in the locker room. Hunter Brown says, "Hey, who took my milk? I had a milk in the fridge. Did somebody take my milk?" And Diaz turns around. He's got milk all over his mouth, and he's holding it. "Oh, that's yours? Dude, why did you take my milk? I thought it was everybody's milk." "Well, there's only one, and it says Brown on it. Why would you take my milk?" "I'm sorry, man. I was thirsty." "But you can't just take my milk. It has my name on it." And they argue for a little while. And he's like, "Okay, man. I won't take your milk anymore. Okay, don't do it again." I won't anyway." Go Stros. Go Stros. Can you imagine a couple of guys literally having a relationship like that? No matter what they're talking about, they always end it like that. Go Stros. Go Stros. "Hey, man, I heard you went out with my girlfriend the other night. Who did you hear that from?" "Oh, several of my other friends saw you with her." Oh, I'm sorry about that. You can't be going out with my girlfriend, man. I'm sorry about that. I won't do it again." "Well, we're gonna break up anyway." "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that." Anyway, go Stros. Go Stros. Jake Myers is at the plate. First pitch is grounded to the shortstop, who fires over to first. Did he get him? Just barely in time. That was close. He almost beat that throw. Very first pitch of the inning there, of the top of the fifth. Really quiet game since those first two homers, man. 2 homers right off the bat, and then basically nothing since then. Nothing. Hummel is at the plate, over 1 today. Right in there, 86 mile per hour slider, strike 1. Good question, Sergio. Who's your dream acquisition for the Astros? In the dirt, ball 1, 1-1. Babe Ruth. How about another Altuve? But young Altuve. How about that? How about we clone Altuve and bring a young one in? We could just start doing that. We could just start cloning players. Can you imagine having a lineup of just 9 Yordan Alvarez's coming to the plate? Except whenever we clone them, we modify their genes. So we have half right-handed and half left-handed. But it kind of doesn't matter anyway, does it? Yordan hits both. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Hummel with that foul at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to left field. It's going to be down. Cooper Hummel with the hummer to left field. Nice. His second hit with the Astros, his first hit of the game. He is 1 for 2. Nice. Curveball right in the bottom of the zone. He was able to smack it into left field. Those are the kind of pitches you should always be able to hit. I feel like those right there, I mean, a curveball in the zone, you got to be able to hit that. Doobie is at the plate. Here comes the first pitch to him. He goes after the first pitch opposite field, but it is foul. It is like poultry. Foul. Speaking of foul, he fouled out his first at bat. Kurtz, I don't really like Kurtz too much. I know he's not a bad player, but just don't really like his attitude too much. I can't imagine that he would go to the Astros, but who knows? Who knows? Here comes the pitch. That one goes straight up and out of play. 0-2 to Doobie. Mark says, I think they do have a Yordan clone. He was real young when they signed him. 495 subs. 5 more to get to 500. Almost there, guys. Knocking at the door. You say disengages from the mound, fakes a throw over to first base. No balls and 2 strikes to Dubon. 70 pitches for Kikuchi. Here comes the 71st. Let's hit up the middle. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. Easily caught by the center fielder. Out number 2. Cooper Hummel has to stay on first. Doobie goes back into the dugout. Come on, Doobie. Doobie's down. Doobie's down again. Again? How many times does Doobie go down? Send him back home. Top of the lineup, guys. Jeremy Pena is back at the plate. One of the Astros' only 2 runs today, both solo homers. One courtesy of this guy right here, the Flash, Jeremy Pena. First pitch is low and in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Sergio says in the top of the 9th, the Rays lead the Tigers 14-8. I think that game's in the bag. 14-8. Holy cow. All right, Jeremy Pena rips it to the left side, and that's a hit. It's not enough to move the runners around, or the runner around, but Hummel does get moved up to second, so we have a runner in scoring position. Hummel on a tear, had a home run 2 days ago against the A's. Well, Fred, you're right that he's finally doing something, but I wouldn't say he's on a tear. He's only got 2 hits his entire time with the Astros. 2 hits it's good. It's a good start, but it's not a tear. Not in my opinion. If he had like a 2 or 3 hit game, then another 2 hit game today, and then another hit or 2 tomorrow or something like that, that'd be a tear. But he's literally only got 2 hits total. Isak the ball Paredes, 1-0. At the plate, on the inside edge, called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a tear for Hummel. Okay, I'll give you that. Sergio says, consider closing the poll. I'll get to it as soon as I think of something else to replace it with. That one's fouled off at the plate for strike 2, 1-2. I only really close the poll once it's served its use and I have something to replace it with. But right now I'm too busy calling the game. But Sergio, if you or the other guys have a good idea for something I can replace it with, a different poll, then I'd be happy to hear it. And I'll see about changing it after the inning is over. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Kikuchi to Paredes. Runners on first and second. High and inside. Kikuchi thought that was a strike for some reason. Kikuchi is a little saucy sometimes. He throws a pitch that is clearly not a strike, and he starts walking, strutting towards the dugout like it's a strikeout. He disengages right here. He had to disengage that time because he had no time left on the pitch clock because he was busy strutting to the dugout. What in the world has gotten into him? Here's the 2-2 pitch to Paredes. In the dirt. Ball 3. Good save by the catcher. Got to change the ball. All right. Runners are going to be going. Jose Altuve on deck, guys. Runners on first and second. With Isak Paredes. Isak the ball Paredes at the plate. Full count. They need to light Kikuchi up right here for acting so saucy. Walking off the mound. Here's the toss. Hit high in the air and fouled off. We're going to have another 3-2. Runners were off and running, but they'll go back. Hazel said, a Phillies fan here. I'm sorry. But you're welcome to stop in and listen in. Phillies and the Astros coming up real soon, Hazel. How do you feel about that series? I'm looking forward to that one and the Cubs series. Those are going to be a couple of big series for both teams. Paredes gets under this one a little too much. It might be a fly out on the infield, and it is. So Kikuchi gets lucky and wins the battle that time. That's going to be it. So Astros strand a couple of runners on base. Hummel's hit comes to nothing. Pena's hit comes to nothing. I'm going to go grab my hot water. I'll be right back. Hazel says I'm expecting us to lose it 2-1. Really? Wow. You are you're brutally honest, but a little on the negative side. Give your team a little more credit. I'll be right back. I'm debating about whether or not I should toss out this second week lukewarm cup of coffee and just make a fresh cup. I think I don't know. Okay, I'll add some hot water to it. Brown is on the mound. Next batter is Christian Moore. Takes that pitch outside for ball one. You know what? I don't want to toss it out. I can't toss it out. I'm going to muscle it down. Next pitch from Brown. A little far inside. Still waiting for the umpire to make up those pitches for the Astros. By my count, there are at least 3 that he hasn't given to Brown that he should have. And he has not made up for him yet. So let's see if he will this time. Ooh, foul ball off his foot. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? 2 balls, 1 strike to Christian Moore. Hazel says, go Eagles. Eagles? Philadelphia Eagles? Oh, yeah, you guys have Jalen Hurts, is that right? Is Hurts the quarterback? Guy from Alabama? I'm an LSU guy, so I definitely can't stand Alabama, but I have respect for Hurts. He's a talented guy. Next pitch is on the way. Too far inside. That was an opportunity for the umpire to give one back to Brown, but he didn't, so the count is 3-1. Mark says the best part of waking up, that's right, is Japanese coffee in your cup. Grounded down to the third base side. Foul ball. 3-2. Actually, I just have a little bit of this left. This is my favorite Japanese brand coffee. Smells nice, but I only have a tad bit left, so I'm probably going to make the Starbucks coffee. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off again. 96 mile per hour, 4-seam fastball. Sneaking past him. Daisy, welcome in. Good to see you. Here's the next pitch, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Puts the ball in the dirt with the slider. And Christian Moore tries to go into the sand trap. A little bunker buster. He's not able to handle it, and that is a strikeout. Out number 1 First out of the inning. Bottom of the fifth, guys. 2-1 STROS. No runners on. And now, who's at the plate? Zach Neto, the guy that was complaining earlier. Oh, look at that. He taps it on the very first pitch. Womp, womp. Neto. He taps it right back to Hunter Brown. That's right. You sore loser. Hunter Brown's like, yeah. He's staring at him. He's like, yeah, you take that, sucker. How do you like that? A fastball just tapped right back to the mound on the very first pitch. I love it. And for those of you who don't know, Neto was the guy who got hit on the arm last at bat and started yelling at Hunter Brown like he did it on purpose. That's in there. 96 mile per hour, strike one to Nolan Shawnell. 0-1 with 2 outs, nobody on. 46 people following. Hey, we're 1 like away from 40. If you haven't liked the live stream, you can do so now and make this guy happy. Here's the pitch. Hey, he just gave one back to Hunter Brown. So we're only at -2 right now. We were at -3 before. The Astros commentators say if we get 6 more of those, then we'll be even. But I'm being generous and I'm saying we can go with 3 more. So 2 more, 3 total. So we get 2 more like that, I'll be happy. Here's the next pitch. Way outside. Ball 1. 1-2. Brown wants a different ball. They're going to give him a new one. I notice we have several ladies coming in today on the in the live chat. It's nice to see more ladies. I think my demographics show that only about 8% of all of my subscribers are women. Or 8% of all my subscribers and viewers are female. So it's nice to have some more ladies in here. I'd like to have like 24-25% of my viewers as ladies, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to bring in more women. I'm not a massive stud. This is hit foul into the right side, into the crowd. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mr. Shawnell. Actually, it's a secret. I am a stud. I just don't want you guys to know that. That's why I have to live stream out here in the middle of the countryside in Japan, because it's the only place where the ladies will leave me alone. Yeah, that's the reason. Guaranteed. Way outside, Brown has another full count to work with against Shawnell with 2 outs, nobody on. Sean Dubin is warming up in the bullpen already. Looks like they might be bringing him in soon. Little meeting on the mound, a little quick chitty chat between Diaz and Brown. The crowd boos even though it was just a quick meeting. Forget you, fallen angels fans. You think this is heaven? This isn't heaven, it's Los Angeles. It's on fire. It's HE double hockey sticks there. I'm going all the way back to my 6-year-old days. Here comes the full count to Shawnell with 2 outs. Pitch from Brown. Hit hard to center field, right field. It's going to be playable. Cam Smith, out number 3. Good job, Cam. 1, 2, 3 for Hunter Brown. 1-2. Astros are leading you. How many hits do we have on the board? 6 hits for the Astros, 2 hits for those dirty fallen angels, and just 2-1. 2 homers in the first inning, and since then the Astros have been total garbage. If you guys want to know how to say garbage in Japanese, it's very easy. I can tell you. It's just gomi. Gomi. Go and me. Gomi. Just Gomi. So the Astros have been playing like Gomi. Pretty funny. Easy. Butterfly. Another lady. Nice. I think that a lot of the times the ladies don't say much in the chat. I do have a couple of subscribers from last year who've been following me for a while that are ladies. They're very nice. One of them I miss quite a lot because I think she had some surgeries and stuff. Heck, for all I know, she might be listening. Maybe she just hasn't responded. But if you're listening in, I think you know I'm talking about you. And I'm thinking about you. I still have you on my mind sometimes because I've been through some surgeries. And of course, I'm also beating a health condition myself. So I understand what it's like to have to go through medical treatments and go to the hospital and take medicines and all that kind of stuff. It's no fun. So I appreciate you all being here. Men and women alike, guys and gals, all yas peoples. Kikuchi is back on the mound facing the best player of all time, Jose Altuve, who has been taking it easy on Kikuchi today by allowing him to strike him out. Altuve has allowed Kikuchi to strike him out 2 times, but at some point, Altuve is going to say, listen, I did you some solids, but not anymore. Now it's go time. Here's the pitch. High and outside, ball 1-1. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Daisy Butterfly, and let's see, where's the other? Oh, next pitch is on the way. Sorry about that. Right in there, curveball, strike 2, 1-2 is the count. And Brooks, keep it in your pants. I'm not wearing any pants. I'm wearing shorts. Here comes the pitch. Another strikeout for Jose Altuve. So he's really building up Kikuchi's confidence right now. If he can strike out Altuve 3 times. I think Altuve should know that Kikuchi's just going to throw him garbage pitches. That's all he's been doing. And he keeps swinging at it. Not a good day for Altuve. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. First pitch is on the way. In the dirt. Man, that almost hit him on the ricochet. 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, I can go ahead and end the poll, but I do want to replace it with a different poll. Here's the next pitch from Kikuchi. That was way up and inside. Umpire owes the Astros another pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Diaz. It should have been ball 2. Umpire not helping the Astros out here. Low and inside. In the dirt, practically. 2 balls and 1 strike. So it looks like most of you, just barely, most of you want another left-hander who can hit. Another starting pitcher. Diaz hits that one foul off to the right side into the crowd. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dubin and King are out in the bullpen. King is just stretching. Dubin is warming up. Here's the pitch from Kikuchi. Outside edge. Check swing. Kikuchi was walking off like he had a strikeout there. But even if he did have a strikeout, it only would have been out number 2. So I'm not sure what he's thinking. That's a strikeout. Another strikeout. 9 strikeouts for Kikuchi today. I did not expect this, especially after seeing those first 2 homers. 83 curve right in the middle. Diaz couldn't hit it. You got to hit that ball. Oh, holy cow. Daisy says, check your subscribers. It went up. It's over 500, guys. Hey, look at that. 503. Cam Smith, by the way, takes the first pitch for strike 1. But holy cow. Thank you very much. Thank you for pointing that out. It always goes up when I don't pay attention, right? In the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1 to Cam Smith. Yeah, that's what happens whenever you you plant something, if you keep going and checking it, checking it, and checking it, it just never grows. Maybe it will die. But if you plant it, you water it, and you go about your business, it will grow. It will grow. And that's kind of what happened here. I kept looking at it. It's like, man, it's not moving at all. And I finally forgot about it. And suddenly it's over 500. 503 subscribers, guys. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the new subs. This is hit out into center field. The center fielder floats over and puts it away. Cam Smith flies out. That was a pretty deep line drive shot, but out number 3. Kikuchi having a really solid game after that first. That's a really kind of a common theme for him, though. Give up a home run or two in the very first part of the game and then just kind of lock it down the rest of the game. That's very standard for Kikuchi. Man, that is really great, guys. 504 subs. It went up again just now while I was looking at it. That's awesome. And by the way, just as a special surprise, I ordered something because I knew that you guys, because suddenly you're just launching the subscriptions on the channel. I knew that it was going to happen very fast. So what I decided to do was go ahead and grab a little something to celebrate. I ordered something online, and actually I can check it right now that since we're on break. Let me pull it up on screen and see. Something I've been wanting for a really, really, really long time. And it's scheduled to be delivered between the 28th and the 6th. So it's not going to be here for at least, according to this, at least another week. It's going to take at least another week to get here. But let me show you guys. You can see it. There you go. That's it right there. It's automatically translating the page, but this is the original page. It's in Japanese because this is Amazon Japan. But I went ahead and ordered this one. I went ahead and ordered this one here because I love the bright orange Astros jersey, and of course Altuve is my favorite player. And I've been wanting this for years and years and years, and finally I ordered it as a celebration for the 500 subs. And as soon as it arrives, I'm going to be putting it on, but it's because of you guys that I got this, so thank you very much. All right, back to the game. Dubin is on the mound for the Astros. Dubin McScuban. Speaking of double doobie, this is the double doobie right here. Daisy says you got some new baseball and football fans here. Read the comments. Football fans? I guess some Texans fans, maybe? First pitch from Dubin is a little high. But yeah, Daisy, I try to get to all the comments, but it's a little challenge since I'm doing the live play-by-play. I have limited time to read everything. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. Mike Trout is at the plate. He's got 2 walks. Let's see if Dubin can actually give him a little challenge here instead of walking him a third time. That one's in there, fouled back. Finally, a pitch that he can swing at. Don't be scared of him. Don't be scared of him. He's just a little fish. He's just a little fish, a little trout. Hank says, go Athletics and don't block me, but I can't stand the Astros. Well, why are you here? I mean, as long as you're not rude, I won't block you. But there's no reason for you to be here. A little high, above the zone, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dubin threatening to walk Trout again. What is with the Astros today not wanting to pitch to Trout? He's not having a stellar year. 95 on the outside edge, strike 2. Trout thought it was going to be another walk. It's a full count, mister. Give him the Dubin special. I'm not rude, I'm just rival. But why are you here? The A's are not playing. That series is over. Oh, we hit him. Okay. That was pretty violent. The crowd is booing big time. Hit him with a full count. Where'd he hit him at? On the arm? Yeah, I got him around the elbow pad. At least he got him on the pad. No big deal. He's all good. But it sucks because they walked Trout twice already. Not Kikuchi. What am I thinking? Brown walked Trout twice. And then he gets hit by Dubin. What in the world are they doing with Trout? Why don't they pitch to the guy? You can't tell me, oh, it's because Trout can crank it out. Yeah, but look at his batting average. He's not having a stellar year. You can still pitch to the guy. You don't have to pitch around him like he's batting 500, you know. Taylor Ward is at the plate. 2 groundouts today, 0 for 2. Trout on first base, no outs. Here's the pitch from Dubin. 52 likes on the channel, guys. Thank you so much. First pitch is in there for strike 1. 95-mile-per-hour pitch. Mark says, be cool if the Astros and Altuve were written in Japanese. I've been thinking about putting those on here as kind of an addition. Next pitch just inside is a strike. Bounces off of Yiner's glove. Trout does not advance, though. I'm surprised the umpire called that a strike, since Yiner didn't catch it cleanly. Luckily, we got the call. 0-2 is the count against Taylor Ward. Whoops. That preview's up there for too long. Copyright claim incoming. Here comes the next pitch. Right in there, top of the zone. Strike 3, baby. Rung him up. Taylor Ward didn't like it, and the crowd is booing. But that was clearly a strike. First out for Dubin this inning, and it's a strikeout. Why didn't you pitch like that to Trout, man? For reals. Fallen angel fish. Fallen angel fish equals Trout. That's funny. Fallen angel fish. Hank says F the Angels. First pitch to Darno is a little outside for ball 1. You said F the Angles. I think you mean Angels, not the Angles. You don't like angles? You got a problem with angles? You just like straight, like squares and rectangles? You have a problem with like triangles and stuff? I'm just kidding. It's just a joke. Mark says, sorry, thought you were Nito, man. Nito. Oh, man. Who will the Angels bring in after Kikuchi? I really don't know. I don't know the Angels that well. Man, that's on the outside edge. Should have been a strike. Ball 2. That's another one that the umpire failed on. That was a strike. So, umpire owes us like 5 pitches right now. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle. That's basically off of Dubin's foot. Right up the middle. Trout gets to second base. He's going to have to stop right there. He's not a speed demon. So, 1 out, 2 runners on in the bottom of the 6th. Hit number 3 for the Fallen Angels. Butterfly says, have you been to an Astro game lately? If you're talking to me, it's been a really, really, really long time since I've actually been to an Astros game. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Hiroshima, Japan. You see my house back here? This house is 200 years old. These are all sliding doors behind me that you see. This house has almost no walls. Little meeting on the mound for the Astros right now. Dubin, Diaz, the entire infield, Josh Miller, pitching coach, everybody out on the mound having a little chit-chat. Joe Adell coming up to bat. He had a home run earlier off Hunter Brown, the only run that Hunter Brown gave up. They got a couple of different guys going in the bullpen for the Angels. Here comes the first pitch to Adele from Dubin. Curveball, down and away, ball 1. Butterfly says, my cousin lives in Japan. He teaches English. I did that for a while. Health reasons, had to stop working, but it's fine because teaching English is not my dream anyway. I was kind of forced out of it, but that's fine by me. I just wish I could have been forced out of it a different way besides getting a tumor on my kidney. 2 balls and no strikes. Misses again outside. He's here in the States on a 2-month vacation right now. Really? That's strange. That's a long vacation. Up and in. Almost got him. Crowd boos. 3 balls and no strikes. So I don't know what the deal was with that meeting on the mound. What were they talking about? Hey, don't throw him any strikes. Just throw balls. Just walk him. Let's load the bases and make it really difficult to get out of this inning. Is that what the meeting on the mound was about? I don't know. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Below the zone, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. So I'm really wondering what in the world were they talking to Dubin about? Were they just telling him don't throw it in the zone? Because that's what it sure looked like. 2 pitches outside, a pitch way up and in, a pitch below the zone. Nothing was even close. Nothing was even slightly close. Dubin is out. So apparently he did not follow the script. And Brian King will come in. So we'll see if Magnum PI can get her done. Hank Jr. Raiders fan. I said F the angles. Name only. God got angles. Hank, you know that you're spelling the angels wrong? Or is that on purpose? Because you're spelling the word angles, not angels. Angles or angels? These are different words. Angles, angles, angels. These are different words, different spellings. Let's see here. Fred says, I didn't know that Adele was a major league player. Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. I was like, the singer? The singer? Really? Looks like a guy. I thought Adele was a female singer, but, you know, what do I know? I guess, you know, the kids nowadays, they can do whatever they want. Sergio says, enough of these 1-run leads. We need to score some runs in the 7th. Let's go Astros. Absolutely. It's been a terrible game. I mean, the Astros started off looking like, oh, yes, that's right, they're going to own Kikuchi, and they should have. But then they just shut down. Butterfly says, I'm on vacation here in Texas till August. I'm a teacher also. Well, if you're a teacher in Texas, it makes sense why you would have a summer break. But there is no long summer break for teachers in Japan. That's why I'm wondering, how could maybe your friend is changing jobs or just taking some extra time off, because but there are a couple of different types of English teaching jobs. There are a few different types. If you're working in a school system, then the students do not have a 2-month summer. It doesn't exist in Japan. They have a very, very short summer. And if you're an English teacher working in the school system here in Japan, you do not have a long vacation. It's very short. And a lot of them don't pay you. All right, Magnum PI's on the mound. First pitch inside, strike 1, 91 miles an hour. Okay, Magnum PI, where is your picture, buddy? I know I got you in there, Mr. King. Next pitch on the way. Just a little too far inside, ball 1. Logan Ohapi is the pinch hitter batting for Wade Jr. 1-1 is the count with bases loaded, 1 away. Here's the toss. Swing and a miss. Nice. Fastball upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Magnum PI. Come on, King. You're my man. Get us out of this old-timey Gordon jam. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. 92. If that had been another inch or two higher, he probably would have missed it. It was close. It was close. Brooks, we've got Brian King on the mound. Here's the pitch. Too high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hank says, my fault. Damn it, Angels. Well, at least you admitted it. Hey, strike 3. Look at that. King gets a strikeout on old Hoppy, the pinch hitter. Old Hoppy is old strikey. Old swingy. Look at this. He had him hopped up. Yeah, how do you like that? Magnum PI pulls out the Magnum. Tommy likey. Tommy wants swingy. Next batter at the plate is Ringfro. First pitch is a check swing ball. Next pitch is on the way. That is in there. 80-mile-per-hour Swiffer. Count is even. 1-1. 2 outs. Bases juiced. Here comes the next pitch from King. Way up in the air. Is it playable? Walker is over. It's going to go over the dugout. Strike 2. Woof. Close. Close, close, close. Brooks says, I'm going to the game tomorrow. Brooks, I really wish I could go to a game. To be honest, and I've said this before in the stream, but I haven't been to a game since the Astros were in the Dome. I've never been to either Minute Maid Park or Daikin Park. I've never been there. I've only been to the Astrodome to see them play the Dodgers and the Cubs. Strike 3! Brian King does it! Magnum PI with a strikeout. How do you like them apples? Those are tasty. Climb that tree, pick one out. Magnum PI comes in with bases loaded and 1 out. Strikes them out. Strikes out the side. That is why Brian King is my #1 favorite reliever. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm just saying that he has won me over. He's a really great guy. He had one little hiccup this year so far, but otherwise he has been ultra solid, and he comes through clutch right there. My main man, Brian King, Mr. Magnum PI, the OG. Heck yes. All right. We got about 60 people following along right now. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Welcome to STROS. Today's a big day for me because every day is a big day for me. I think every day is a big day for everybody, whether you realize it or not. Let me start over. Whether you realize it or not, every day is a great day. There's no such thing as a bad day or a better day. Every day is the better day. Every day. But today has a special element called 500 subs. And it's because of you guys only. I can't show you the stats so easily right now on the screen, but if you pull up the YouTube stats on the screen, my analytics panel, and you look at how things have just taken off over the past few days, the only thing that I've really changed is asking you guys to help me out with my sub goal, which is to get to 500 subs. And that's all I did, and suddenly they just started taking off. You guys responded to that really quick. So thank you very, very much. My goal is to build a really nice community here. I came here originally because the only live play-by-play channel that existed on YouTube was in Spanish. And I thought, that's not fair. That doesn't make any sense. Why isn't there a single play-by-play caller on YouTube for the Astros? That's my childhood team, and I thought we should have somebody. So here I am, and you're here with me. So thank you so much. I got all of that out right before the first pitch to Christian Walker. Walker's at the plate. 1 strike to him. Myers on deck and Hummel in the hole. Here's the pitch. Way up high and outside. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 1-1 is the count. A ground out and a strikeout for Walker today, but he did rip the ball pretty well. Here's the next pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ground out that Walker had was a rip. It really was. It was a rip. But remember earlier in the game I said if Walker can get at least a double, a triple, or a homer in that first at bat, then it's going to be a bad day for Kikuchi. And he grounded out. And look what Kikuchi has done so far. After those first 2 homers, nothing but goose eggs for the Stros. Here's the next pitch. Way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Daryl says, y'all. Hey, Butterfly got a Valdez bobblehead. I really want to get myself an Altuve bobblehead. Next pitch on the way. Hit high in the air. Is it playable? Yes, on the infield. Over on the first base side. Taken by the first baseman, Sean Noel. Christian Walker going for the cycle and getting outs with the strikeout, the ground out, now the fly out. The cycle of outs. How do you like them Angels? I don't really like them at all, but I don't have anything against them. First pitch to Jake Myers is in there for strike 1. Big clutch in Clutch City. Yeah, we need to learn how to operate the clutch is what it looks like. Myers fouls that one off for strike 2. 0-2 is the count on that fastball. I meant angles. Angles. Abel. How do you like them angles? What's your angle on that? I'm not sure I get your angle. Astros don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen, so it looks like they're going to stick with Brian King in the bottom of the 7th. That's what it's looking like. 100 pitches now for Kikuchi. This is hit out into center field. Center fielder's got it. Out number 2. Oh, the A's. I'm sorry, the A's. The Angels don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen either. They're letting Kikuchi go. He's at 100 pitches now. 101. It would be nice if the Astros could knock him out right here and not let him finish the 7th, but they're going to have one of those 2-out rallies, and it'll have to start with Cooper Homer. Here's the pitch. Little high. 95-mile-per-hour pitch. Ball 1. Butterfly says, would you like me to share your streams out on Discord? Feel free to share them anywhere you want. I appreciate that. Hummel hits this one, a chopper over to the left side. They're going to have to hurry, and they get him out for another ground out. Kikuchi gets through 7 innings with just 3 hits and 2 runs. The only 2 runs, the opening back-to-back solo home runs by Pena and Paredes. Can you believe that? I didn't expect this script. I didn't expect the Angels to take this angle on the game. Oh, man. Maddie says, go Texas Rangers. Hey, Maddie, when you're in Texas, look behind you because that's where the Rangers going to be. This is one of my favorite things ever. Brooks says you should share it on Discord because we definitely need more nerds in this channel. Yeah, you know, I stopped messing with Discord a while back. But you know what? It's not because of Discord, though. It's just because it seems like there's always another website, always another social media funnel, always another app. You know, I got so tired of it. Even here in Japan, you know, when I meet somebody, they want to add me. They want to add me so we can stay in contact. Sometimes it's, you know, of course, most of the time it's a Japanese person, but sometimes it's like another foreigner, and they say, "Hey, can we connect? Do you have WhatsApp?" And I say, "No, I don't have WhatsApp." But I'm in Japan. The number one social app is Line. So I use Line. I also have Facebook Messenger, but there's only one reason I have Messenger, and that's because I have so many friends all over the world that are connected through Facebook. Otherwise, I can't stand Facebook. I would just like to get rid of it. But some of the people in the U.S., actually, I only have one friend in the U.S. who uses Line. Everybody else uses Messenger or WhatsApp or something else. And I just don't want to have 10 different messaging apps on my phone. It's so ridiculous. So I just tell people, no, you have to use one of these two. I kind of feel the same way about messing around with different social media sites. If I had a social media manager, then absolutely, I would have all of those. But I'm just one guy, and I don't have time to be messing around with those things. Magnum PI is back on the mound, delivering strikes right now to Christian Moore. The count is 0-2 already, while I'm yammering about social media like a crotchety old man on the porch. 0-2 pitch is down and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. Foul tip. Yiner can't hang on to it. I think that might have gotten a piece of his mask. Count remains 1-2. But Brooks, you're right. I would love to get a lot more people coming in from other sites like, I don't know about Reddit, but maybe Discord and a lot of other places. But timing and desire and all of that, I've got so many other things to do. If you saw my house here, you would understand. I have so many things to do here. I'm also focused on recovering my health. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says the first base ump. 2-2 is the count. Leadoff batter at the plate in the bottom of the 7th. No outs, of course. He hits this one out way out in the center field. That might be gone. It is. Off the rocks again. Are you kidding me? Another home run off the rocks in left center field. This game is now tied. So the Astros start the game off with homers. 2 back-to-back, or rather back-to-back homers. The Angels come back slowly over time with 2 home runs in the same exact spot off 2 different pitchers to tie it up. It's 2-2. Fastball inside. Didn't miss that one. He was just waiting for it. 82-mile-per-hour Swiffer to the next batter. That was Christian Moore. I'm glad it wasn't Nito. Nito is at the plate right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Neto. Neto, not so Neto. Here comes the 1-1. Fouled off at the plate. He hit himself that time. Yeah, that's what you get for whining and crying earlier about getting hit. Oh, look! Are you gonna yell at? You gonna yell at the pitcher for that one too? Look, King ran over to check on him. Did he check on him? No, he's on the mound. It looked like he went over to check on him. The angle there. He's still limping. It's called karma. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. Let's see here. Kikuchi definitely is tired. Brooks, you're right. Walker might be leading the league with bad cycles. Yeah, he could be. Strikeout cycles. Sergio says, I think that was a play on the words like, how do you like them apples? Yes, that's right. How do you like them apples? I was just adding to it. How do you like them apples? Man, Nito is still really hamming it up right now. This guy really can't take getting hit by the ball, can he? Even when he hits himself, he hams it up. Kikuchi always seems to get stronger throughout the game. I agree with you, Fred, about that comment. Maddie says, when you Astros look back, Hurricane Harvey, then talk to me. It's a joke, don't block me. Hurricane Harvey. Yes, that's right. Butterfly, 57 likes, almost to 60. Hit a record the other day with like 72 or 73. That's the record for this year. How long have I lived in Japan? For about 5.5 years or so in total. Here's the next pitch from King finally. Neto is back in the plate, or back in the box rather. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brian King. No outs. This game is tied. Swing and a miss. Neto falls down. This guy. Is this guy a joker or what? And he's still limping. I'm going to say that he's not really hurt. This guy is like an actor. Look at him. I'm going to have to turn that into some kind of short later with the Street Fighter 2 sounds where they get beat at the end of the round, right? Mark my words, guys. I'm going to do it. Here's the pitch. The next batter is Nolan Shawnell. That pitch. Oh, there were 2 pitches. While I was making fun of Nito, they pitched a ball. King pitched a ball. That's ball 2. Here's the 2-0. He bunts it right to King. King fires the first. A little high, but it's okay. Walker grabs it. Out number 2. Let's see here. What is Discord? If you, it's a website. It's hard to explain. Somebody else can explain it. It's for building social media presence on the internet, basically. I guess you could say building a community. That's in there for a strike. First pitch to Mike Trout. A rare strike. Now let's see what Brian King will do with Trout. Is he going to walk him or hit him? Wow, he lets him hit it. He hits it to third. Paredes picks it up like it's no problem and fires to first. A Gold Glove catch there by Isak the Ball Paredes. I said Isak the Paredes. Yeah, look at that. Look at that backhanded grab. That's right. That's our Gold Glover on third base. Abreu's warming up in the bullpen. Angels got a new pitcher coming in just a moment. Let's see if I can get caught up on all these comments. Lots of new comments right now. I can't stay caught up with everything. Too much is going on. How's the weather in Japan? I don't know how it is elsewhere in Japan, but right now here in where I'm at, if you look at Hiroshima, for those of you who don't know, Hiroshima City is in Hiroshima Prefecture. So Hiroshima isn't just a city, it's also a prefecture. It's a really big area, a huge area. And within Hiroshima Prefecture, you have many cities and towns and villages. Hiroshima City is just the main capital city of the prefecture. I don't live in Hiroshima City, I live in Hiroshima Prefecture, but the town that I live in is called Toyosaka. And Toyosaka is a very country town. In this town, we have 1 small supermarket, 2 convenience stores, a 7-Eleven, and a Family Mart. We have 2 home centers. You might think, wow, 2 home centers, that's really big. We're not talking about things that are like Lowe's and Home Depot. These are like more like your budget, low budget, little tiny home centers. But because this is countryside, they have to have these home centers because so many people out here need tools and parts and wood and things like that because it's the countryside. If we drive from here to Hiroshima City, it's about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on if you take the tollway. But the weather here today is really nice. It's around 84 degrees for the high. At nighttime, it's so cool that I have to use a blanket to cover up with. I wake up cold. But I live at the base of a mountain, hundreds of feet above sea level. Dubon is at the plate. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. Who's this pitcher? Reed Detmers? Reed Detmers. I need to change the name of the pitcher on the screen. Next pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 0-2 is the count to Doobie. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. 98 miles an hour. That was way upstairs. Don't know how Doobie got his bat on that, but he just kind of threw it out there. Here comes the pitch. Dubon hits it over to right field. First baseman makes a good over-the-shoulder catch. Shawnell puts him away. That would have been an easy single, if not a double, for Dubon if it had gotten down. Unfortunately, it does not get down. Look at that over-the-shoulder catch. Man, he's lucky it was a soft one. Stayed up there long enough for him to grab it. One away. Top of the eighth. Come on, STROS. Jeremy Pena is up. The top of the batting order. Here's the pitch. High. 98 miles an hour. Jordan says the lights should be on when something's happening, like a fight or ejection or pitching change, something like that. I appreciate the feedback, but it's a manual thing. If it only circles during times like that, Jordan, that means that I have to manually turn it on and off. And I'm trying to get rid of all manual things, as many manual things as I can, because I already have too many that I have to do. 3 balls and no strikes. Pitcher's not throwing to Pena. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That's in there, 96 miles an hour. Or maybe, Jordan, maybe if I make the visual not so bright, maybe that's less distracting. I don't know. Pena calls a timeout. He steps out of the box. The count remains 3-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The Astros and the Fallen Angels tied 2-2. England is under a heat wave. That must be miserable. Lots of rain and humidity. You combine that with a heat wave, that's got to be miserable weather in England. Little check swing. Wow. Not a clean catch. Could have been strike 3. I'm sorry, strike 2. But it was not caught cleanly by the catcher. Umpire didn't call it, so that's going to be a walk. The Flash is on first base with 1 out. They're showing some highlights of Isaac Paredes the last time they played the Angels. 4 home runs in 4 games. It'd be nice to see him start cranking up right here. He already has 1. First pitch. Delivered for a strike. Pena on first base with 1 out. He socked the ball at the plate. Yeah, the temperature in Austin is about the same as it is here, but it's getting close to 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. It's a little different, right in the middle of the day. Here's the pitch to Paredes, high and outside. The count is even, 1-1. Yeah, Texas is too hot. In Louisiana, I also lived in Louisiana a lot, in Shreveport. The heat and humidity, it's the worst place I've ever lived. That's in there, inside edge. 97 mile per hour strike 2. 1-2 the count to Paredes. I've lived in South China, East China, kind of Northeast China. Lived in Tokyo, now Hiroshima. Next pitch to Paredes is way high for ball 2. The count is even, 2-2. 1 out, Pena on first. Here's the next pitch. High and inside. Ball 3, full count. Austin is weird, bruv. We headed to Japan with Geaux for the women. Well, beautiful women everywhere, but there are also beautiful women here, that's for sure. All right, ball four. I would have loved to have seen a big hit by Paredes, but we'll take a full count walk. Altuve coming to the plate with an opportunity to redeem himself and show the Angels what's up, to shut up these fans as they are booing. They are booing, but I can't hear if they're being as nasty as the A's fans. The A's fans are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I went and got myself some hot water, and I did not make more coffee. Altuve does have some home runs against this pitcher. A couple of them, including one last year. Let's see if I have enough time to get myself some coffee set up here, because, man, 2, 3 strikeouts for Altuve. Yeah, 3 strikeouts today, all against Kikuchi. Now he's facing Reed Detmers in the top of the 7th with 2 guys on, 1 out. Detmers getting ready to go. The crowd cranks up their boos against Altuve. Be quiet. You don't know what you're booing for. You have no mind of your own. Here's the pitch to Altuve. Little high, ball 1. Good take. Just about 3 inches above the zone. Come on, Jose. Let's do it. 2 runners on. This is your time. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Detmers. Swings that one in the dirt. Continues to swing at those bad pitches. That was an 88-mile-per-hour slider. Evens the count 1-1. The Astros Colt 45s had an open stadium before the Astrodome. It was miserable. Fans would be eaten up and carried away by mosquitoes. Oh, I can imagine that. I absolutely can imagine. I knew a lot of people who moved from Arizona to Shreveport, swing and a miss on the slider, low and inside. Strike 2 on Altuve, 1-2. I was working for a friend of mine's cabinet shop, which was absolutely miserable. Well, he didn't have any AC. It was just fans. It was terrible. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch in the dirt. Thankfully, Altuve does not go after that one. Another slider, 91 miles an hour. Count is even. But there was some kind of factory that closed down in Arizona, and they sent a lot of the workers. They gave them the choice to go to Shreveport to work at the factory there, and a lot of them moved their families. And then after 1 summer, they left and went back. That's how much worse it is in Louisiana. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Come on, Altuve. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh. 4 strikeouts for Altuve today. 0 for 4. Struck out swinging again. 2 away. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. Altuve's not even playing in the field today. He's just the DH. Here's the pitch to Diaz. Fouls that one off at the plate. Strike 1. You know, if Diaz doesn't come through here, it's not going to disappoint me as much as Altuve. I'm not disappointed in him. I'm just sad for him. I don't want to see him having such a game. 4 strikeouts. That's crazy. Line drive caught by the second baseman. I thought that was going to get through. That would have scored a run for sure. Wow. Opposite field. Yainer Diaz with an opposite field line drive to the second baseman. Diving catch. Keeps the game tied. How unlucky for the Astros. How lucky for the Angels. We go into the bottom of the 8th. This game is still tied 2-2. 6 hits for the STROS, 4 hits for the Angels. No errors. Man, I didn't expect the Astros to have a 6-hit 2-run game battle in the 8th inning with this team? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm taking a look at the frame that I've got going in the background, Jordan, if you're still listening in. The fire frame that's going around, you were talking about it. Maybe it's too distracting to you, and that's why you mentioned maybe using it only at certain times. But unfortunately, because of the software, it doesn't allow me to change the opacity. I really wish it did, like on images and things like that. It doesn't allow me to change the opacity. If I could change the opacity, I could play with it a little bit so you could like barely see it. That's what I would prefer. But luckily, this is a video file that I turned into a GIF. So what I can do is play around with it a little bit. I can take it back into the video editor, change the opacity, and then get it to where I like it, maybe, and then bring it back in. But you guys can tell me if you think that the frame going around, the fire frame going around the screen is too distracting for you. You like it, I guess you could say, like that, with nothing at all going on the screen. Or with it going on the screen? What do you think? You can give me your opinions. I'm interested to hear. Brian Abreu is now on the mound for the Astros. First pitch coming against Taylor Ward. That would be 0-1. 2 strikeouts for Taylor Ward. Here's the next pitch. That's also a strike. 86 mile per hour slider right in there. Ward down really quickly, 0-2. Here comes the next toss. He hits that one opposite field where Yiner couldn't get it through. He does get it through. And that's a base hit, an 0-2 base hit, a leadoff runner for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. Goodness gracious, Abreu, you had him down 0-2. How could you do it? How could you do it? Butterfly says, do you watch the NBA or football also? I watch the LSU Tigers football, but I don't watch any basketball at all. And I don't watch NFL. Don't care about either of those, not even a little bit. I used to be a big Baylor fan, but they left and broke my heart, so. Swing and a miss by Travis d'Arnaud for strike 1 on the 96 mile per hour fastball. Runner on first base with no outs. No balls, 1 strike. Abreu has thrown 3 strikes and 1 base hit so far. Here's the next pitch to d'Arnaud. A little outside. Ball 1. What in the world is going on here? Ah, I see what happened. I see what happened. Here's the next pitch from Abreu. Just barely missed that edge. That would have been a nice one for the ump to give back to us, but he doesn't. 2 balls and 1 strike. Butterfly says it's not distracting. Thank you for the feedback. Skeeters are out tonight. I think they're out almost every night. If it's even slightly warm, the Skeeters are out. Little toss over to first base. Runner gets back. No problem. Abreu just keeping him honest. 2 balls and 1 strike to d'Arnaud. Here comes the next toss from Abreu. Nice pitch, but he doesn't go after it. 3 balls and 1 strike. That was a nice pitch. He didn't bite. Can you bisect the background with no movement? I can pause the background. Definitely. Swing and a miss on that high outside pitch. Let me show you a little example. Can you see that right now? I can pause it because it is a GIF and it just plays over and over again, but I can pause it. Next pitch coming from Abreu. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Abreu. There we go. Nice. Out number 1, runner on first. Next batter is Joe Adele. Just for now, just as kind of like a halfway, like a middle ground, I will leave it on pause. How about that? Instead of taking it off or leaving it on, I will just put it on pause for now. That first pitch misses with a ball. Diaz will come out and have a quick little chit chat with Abreu, a little mini meeting. Sergio, you're right, 100%. Playing down to the competition's level. That's all it is. This team is not on the Astros level, but the Astros are making them on their level with their level of play. Brooke says the color's good, though. Thank you. The fire, yeah, it's pretty cool. It took me a while to find something that I liked, and I was trying to find it in the Astros colors, and this was the closest that I could get. There was a combination of the two. You know, something looked kind of cool. I am working on something special, too, for whenever I get my permanent setup. This is not my permanent setup area for my streaming. I'm going to be in another room, but I've got to get that set up, and it's going to look really cool. You'll see when I get there. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Joe Adele has struck out a ton against Abreu in his career. Butterfly says the fire makes your screen pop. Yeah, it does. I want it to look cool, and I want it to add a little something, because sometimes it seems like the screen is just too static. There's nothing going on. There's literally nothing moving, nothing going on. And other than me, you know. This is hit out into center field. Myers is over. What a diving catch by Jake Myers. What a great catch. Jake Myers, full speed over left center field. Lays out. I thought that was going to get down. Look at this catch by Jake Myers. Look at that. Wow, Jake Myers. I really thought that was going to be down. Jake the Rake, Jake the Snake. And then Abreu's like, yeah, heck yes, that's right. He's like, throw it to first. He's like, good job, now throw it to first. 2 away. How about that? Runner on first. The next batter is Gustavo Campero. That pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Good job, Jake Myers. Heck yes. Keep that score where it's at. Sergio says, my Magic 8 Ball says most likely. I need to get myself another Magic 8 Ball. I haven't had one of those in a long time. 1-0 the count to Campero. Here's the pitch from Abreu. Fouled back. Fastball finds its way to the backstop off the bat of Campero. 1 ball, 1 strike. Butterfly has hardly noticed it until you mention it. I'm chatting, have no problem with it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I knew that some people wouldn't like it. Some people would. Some people would be neutral. It's the way it is. But maybe just leaving it there as a static image is a nice middle ground for everybody. Because I think if I leave it like that, nobody will ever say anything, right? It's not distracting, but it looks cool, right? It's better than just a completely static display. Hey, the Astros get one back. All right, that was on the outside edge. Strike 2. Campero calls a little timeout there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's a pitch. Fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Brooks says Jerk Cave isn't ready yet. What the heck is that? I don't even want to know what that is. Yeah, dog. Old dog, welcome in. I haven't seen you yet. Good to see you here. Abreu goes over to first base. Runner's back. Crowd boos. Boo! 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 Yeah, Fred, it was an incredible catch. Catching it was amazing, and hanging on to it was the second amazing part. This is hit into center field. It's going to be down. They can't get to it. He's going to third. Ward is easily going to get over to third. Pena went out there and tried to get to it, but it was just too far out. Base hit, runners on the corners. So just like that, 2 outs and runner on first. Now we have 2 outs, runners on the corners for Brian Abreu. Come on, man. You got this. Louis Ringfro comes to the plate. Are they going to bat for him? Are they going to pinch hit for him? No, they're going to let him pinch. They're going to let him hit. He's batting 8th. 220 is his batting average for the season. He does have a hit today. I think Abreu can shut him down, though. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 99 miles an hour. Whew. He burns it by him. Strike 1. Myers had the angle on the Angels hit. That's right, Fred. He had the right angle on the Angels. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Hit high in the air and foul. Strike 2. Two outs. 0-2 is the count. Yep, 59 likes. Just one more to 60. That's pretty high. This year the record is about 72 or 73 likes. 60. I've only gotten over 60 3 times. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, he almost swung at that one. 20. Oh, what was that? What was that number on the screen? I don't know. 97 mile per hour fastball. Check swing by Ringfro. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Did he hit him? That's a wild pitch, and that's going to score a run. Didn't hit him. But Yiner says it hit the batter. Everybody's rounding the bases right now. Yiner's saying, go back to third, bro. He says it's not a wild pitch. He said it hit the batter. They're saying it's hit by pitch. They're having a little discussion right now. Yep. Whoo! Is this going to be a lucky break for the Astros with a hit by pitch? Take a look at this. This ball went in. This ball went inside. Let's take a look. Man. That was a crazy pitch. They send him to first base, so it's not a wild pitch. They bring the runner back. Josh Miller's out there talking with Abreu and Diaz right now. They got bases loaded with Christian Moore at the plate. Out of the pot and into the fire? Out of the kettle and into the fire? Is that what you say right here? Man. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Luckily, even if they wanted to argue it, even if the Angels wanted to argue it as a wild pitch, it was called a hit by pitch. Worse, Prism disconnects. Everything reconnects. Yeah, they have hit a couple of batters today, haven't they, Mark? Here comes the next pitch, the 0-1. Ooh, that was a strike in the bottom of the zone. Called a ball. This umpire continues to take pitches away from the Astros. 1 ball, 1 strike. As you see, bases juiced. Here comes the pitch, a 1-1. Check swing on the outside. Are you kidding me? Again, the umpire does not give the Astros the strike on that outside edge, and we have a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Should have been strike 3. Should have been strike 3. Here's the next pitch from Abreu. Come on, just buzz it by him. 87 mile per hour slider. Fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, this is where the pitcher, in this case Abreu, has to realize the only way I'm going to get this strike is to get it myself, because this umpire is not going to give it to me. I'm going to have to get it. Here's the 2-2 to Moore. Here's the pitch. Again on the outside edge. Doesn't get the call. Not surprising. Espada shaking his head. Look at this, guys. This has been happening all game long. This umpire owes us at least 10 pitches now. Here comes the full count pitch. Abreu can't hear the pitch comm. He's finally got it. Here comes the toss. It's in there and fouled off. Swinging a foul off on the slider. Nail biter right now. Nail biter. Yes, please change the ump. Might be too late right now, but we still have one more inning of ball, so it would be nice if they could put a better ump in there. Maybe the ump will redeem himself. Here's the pitch. Strike 3! Heck yes! Brian Abreu puts it right down the pipe, just like I've been wanting him to do. Forget this ump. Just throw it right down the pipe and blow it past this guy. And that's exactly what he did. Strike 3. Goodness gracious. Brian Abreu puts himself into an old-fashioned jam. Did I accidentally take it out? There it is. There it is. There's the old-fashioned jam. Boom. Brian Abreu gets out of the Gordon old-timey jam. Old-timey jam. Whew. Talk about close, guys. Talk about close. Holy cow. As Harry Carey used to say in Chicago. Holy cow. I used to mess with my sister when Harry Carey was still around. I would say, holy cow. Cubs lose. Cubs lose. She would get so angry about that. For you guys who know Harry Carey, you can laugh at that. For those of you who don't, you can just ignore it. Yeah, lagged for a bit. I'm out in the countryside, so what I have to do is I have to use, for my internet, there's no high-speed internet here for like, they don't even have DSL here anymore. Japan is such an advanced, technologically advanced country. Yeah, but if you move outside of the cities, a lot of times you have no options for internet. So there's no fiber optic internet here, no cable internet here. They ended the DSL service 2 years ago. And what did they replace it with? Nothing. Literally nothing. So I had to get Starlink. Starlink is not bad, but I don't have my dish on top of the house yet. So it's not as strong a connection as it should be. Sometimes it's an articulating dish and it moves to get the best signal, so sometimes it drops for a few moments. Once I get it on top of the house, that will improve. But Cam Smith is at the plate. 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Oh my gosh. 3 inches inside and called a strike. This umpire continues to just trash the Astros with his calls. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Top of the 9th, guys. Fouled off. Don't foul that off, man. Check swing foul off on the inside by Cam. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mark says there they go talking about. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mark. They're in the dugout in the game on the tablet. What did Brandon say? What did Brandon say? What did Geaux STROS say? That's what they're looking at. They're looking at me. What kind of information can we glean from his channel? Here's the next pitch to Cam. Crank it up, Cam! Opposite field foul ball. He does crank it up, but he goes foul. Whew. Sergio says, ninth inning, Geaux STROS. We need some ninth inning heroics. Yes, we do. Josh Hader is warming up in the bullpen for the STROS. The 1-2 pitch coming from Kenley Jansen. Cam cranks it up and gets into left field. We have ourselves a hit. He rounds first base, but he's going to have to stop right there. We have a leadoff hitter, a leadoff base runner, rather. Well, both, actually. In the top of the ninth. Heck yes. But we have a new pitcher. I need to change that name on the screen. I'll do that while I'm thinking about it. Kenley Jansen. Okay. Christian Walker at the plate. Be a hero, man. Be a hero. First pitch. Check swing foul. A cutter inside. No balls, one strike to Walker. Here's the next pitch. Nope, he goes over to first. Smith is back, no problem. 0-1 is the count. Old Dog says, I like Bob Uecker. I must be on the front row. Yeah, Bob Uecker was hilarious. Check swing. They say he didn't go. Crowd is not very happy about it, but they can get bent. Any crowd that boos Jose Altuve can get bent. That's funny. 1 ball, 1 strike to Walker. Here comes the tosser. Fouled back. 91 up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Demote the ump to T-ball. They need to demote him somewhere. But don't hurt the kids. Keep him away from T-ball. Put him in softball or something. Maybe you do better there. Toss over to first base. Cam Smith back, no problem again. Come on, STROS. 2-2. We've got a leadoff runner with no outs. Christian Walker. Let's all be heroes. Right now, let's be heroes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Slow curveball hit high in the air. That's going to be an easy play, looks like, by the right fielder. He's got it, no problem. One away. Score, STROS, score. Try to say that 3 times fast. Score, STROS, score. Score, STROS, score. Score, STROS, score. That's not easy. I could give that to some of my friends here in Japan. They would hate me for that. Can you say this? They'd be like, blah, 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 blah. Hot coffee, finally. Jake Myers at the plate. First pitch on the way. No, not a pitch. A throw to first. A pitch to first, but not to home plate. Cam Smith is back. That's the 3rd disengagement this inning so far. By Jansen rather, to first base. First pitch to Myers on the way. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher. 90-mile-per-hour cutter. Man, that was a good pitch to be swinging at. Myers couldn't get a hold of it. We're over 60 likes, guys. Thank you so much. 63 on the channel. These close games are difficult, but they're good for views. Left center field, it's going to be down. Heck yes. First to third is Cam Smith. They're going to stop him there. You know, Paris Chica's over on third. There's no way they're going to send him, right? Jake the Rake rakes that one out into left center. He didn't miss that cutter. He missed that first cutter. Didn't miss that one. Yeah, that pitcher, Jansen, he thought, hey, that first cutter worked. Maybe I'll give him another one. He got punished. What do they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's what Jake Myers just said. Check it out, guys. The Batman is coming in. The Batman is in for Hummel. And they're going to have a little meeting on the mound about this guy. The Batman. The Batman, Victor Caratini. He tied up the game yesterday with a 3-run shot. He had another 3-run shot a couple games before that when the Astros were dogpiling on the A's. Let's see if he can be a hero again right here. It's not going to take too much. 1 out, runners on the corners. Here's the first pitch to Caratini. High and outside, ball 1. Brooks says, do Japanese people use English keyboards or Japanese character keyboards? My laptop right here, if you can see it, it has both. The layout is basically the same, but you can change the function of the keys. So you can change the settings in Windows. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Caratini takes that one way up and outside. 2-0. Mauricio Dubon is on deck. He will bat. Victor Caratini. Very hot this week. Here's the pitch. Check swing. High. Good take. 3 balls and no strikes. Caratini. Nice bat control. Nice patience right now. Might load up the bases right here. 3-0 pitch from Jansen on the way. Little high, but called a strike. Umpire could have given that one to the Astros, but he decided not to. Unsurprisingly. 3 balls and 1 strike. This umpire has no love for the Houston Astros. They are like the crowd hating on Altuve for no reason. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's hit high in the air and foul. Is it going to be playable? Looks like it. Oh, man, are you kidding me? He puts it away. Caratini fouls out. 2 away. The Batman goes down, swinging like Robin. He was more like Robin, that's for sure. Mauricio Dubon comes down to Dubon. Is he going to be the hero? They're going to have another meeting on the mound. It seems like they're having a little meeting, a little mini meeting or a meeting on the mound about many of these Astros. Like 5 different meetings they've had over the past few innings. They had meetings with Kikuchi, some of the other Angels pitchers. With this pitcher, they're having lots of meetings. Lots of mini meetings. Lots of get-togethers. Lots of powwows, chit-chats. Trading some Pokemon cards. Scanning QR codes. Whatever they do on the mound, you know. Just regular stuff. Jay Paul says, get ready for another 3-run dong. Oh, I'd love to see it from Doobie. Because Doobie got trashed in an article this morning. He's been having a really great recent performance, and he got trashed in an article earlier today. That's hit hard to left field. Is it going to be deep enough? No, it's to the warning track. He gave it a ride all the way to the warning track, guys. And he flies out. Holy cow. He almost did it on the very first pitch. A 3-run shot all the way to the warning track. But that's going to be it for the Astros in the top of the 9th. Man. Man, oh man. Oh God, oh man. Oh man. Oh man, oh God, oh man. Oh God, oh God, oh man. Do you guys know that movie? That's how I feel about what just happened. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Astros have 8 hits and only 2 runs. 2 runs off 2 solo homers, back-to-back homers in the first inning. And after that, in Japanese, you can say nashi. Nashi. It means nothing. It's an easy Japanese word for you to remember. Nashi. Nashi. Just say nashi. Nashi. Very easy word for you to remember in Japanese. I can teach you all the easy Japanese. Yosh! Ganbarimasu. Let's do our best. This is why people don't watch. Yes, Brooks, it's difficult. You know, it's kind of funny because now that you mention that, this is one of the things that actually hurts my channel. Now, let me back up. When the game gets really, really close at the end, views tend to start going up. And they have. Right now, we're close to 60. So that's good. That's good for my channel. Even if the Astros are tied up, it gets down to the wire. And especially if we go into extra innings. I'm okay with extra innings as far as it is from a business standpoint. Like if I'm like, I want to grow my channel. But from a personal standpoint, I don't want extra innings. I just want the Astros to destroy the other team. I just want them to win. Now, if they go into extra innings and then they win, so be it. And I can accept it even if they lose because they can't win everything. But I will say this, that when the game is close, or when it goes into extra innings, the views start going up. So it's good for channel growth, but it's not good on my nerves or my health. Hader is on the mound. First pitch is hit really hard, but high. Dubon lets Myers take it. 1 pitch, 1 out. I need a cough. I gave you guys the courtesy microphone mute. It was Nito that just flew out, by the way. Our favorite guy on the Angel side. Shea Whitcomb is now in the game for the Astros. Sean Wells at the plate. Swing and a miss. 94 mile per hour sinker high in the zone. Strike 1. You know, I was watching the game in the 9th inning and suddenly there was a strike. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. A little high and outside. 1-1. That was my really poor Christopher Walken. I used to do a really good Christopher Walken, but I think it's gotten really bad. 1-1. Hit high in the air. Is it going to be playable? Paredes is over. Oh, almost. He runs out of room. He almost gets it. Oh, man. If he had ran over there, maybe. Let me take another look. Let's take another look. Oh, just barely, guys. Just barely. That could have been out, too. Whew, that was close. Brooks says nice walking. It's so-so. I used to do a really good walking. But I've been in Japan and China for 12 and a half years. Maybe that's why it's kind of gotten bad. Another foul ball. This one looks like it's going to be playable. Paredes is over, and he's got it. He steps in front of Dubon. Dubon laughing about that. Dubon tried to call him off, but Paredes is like, nah, I'm going to get this one. I'm not going to miss this one. 2 away. 2 up and 2 down. We staying up late tonight, baby. Well, for me, it just means that I have to wait for my lunch. Mike Trout at the plate. Hey, look at that. A strike in the zone, and he didn't swing? Oh, my gosh. Well, wonders never cease. Another one right in there. 96 mile per hour. What do you want to bet? He throws him a breaking pitch right here, and Mike Trout strikes out. 0-2 to Mike Trout with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Come on, Hader. You've got it right here. You've got it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, that's a strike. 97 on the upper outer corner in the zone. Again, the umpire. Wow. I am not surprised at all, but I don't understand why Hader didn't go with the in breaking pitch. He does. He gets it that time. 97-mile-per-hour sinker, swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Diaz. That's right. I told you he would get the strikeout on Trout. Just pitch to his butt. Thank you, Josh Hader. Thank you, Hader, for being the first pitcher to actually pitch to Mike Trout. Maybe Brian King was the other guy. Brian King pitched to Trout, and Hader pitched to Trout. That's why you pitch to Trout. You can strike him out. He's a striker. You can pitch to him. We're going to go into the top of the 10th, guys. Astros and Angels tied up 2-2. 8 hits for the Astros, 6 for the Angels. Holy freaking cow. What a game. Mark says Meyer should have thrown the ball at Nito after catching it. Yeah, he deserved it. Jay says, ever seen the SNL skit, I have a doll. She's nice, you know. I have a doll. She's nice, you know. Need more cowbell. What we need is more cowbell. Yeah, with Chris Farley. What was that? Is that Blue Oyster Cult? Is that right? That's a classic skit. Classic. Back when SNL was literally at its peak. We definitely need more cowbell for sure. Daryl, this ump does suck. And you know what? Once again, it's not a matter of, oh, I'm an Astros fan, so it's literally only been against the Astros. And that umpire owes us at least 15 pitches. At least. I was keeping count early on, and I was being kind of generous, but then it just started getting out of control. And the Astros commentators actually believe that he owes us a lot more than that. But I'm going to say between 12 and 15 minimal that were clearly called incorrectly. Clearly. Should have been the ump. I've seen people do that before, where the catcher deliberately lets the ball go and they let it hit the ump in the face. They've thrown out a catcher because of that before. That would be funny if Diaz did that. Pena is at the plate. We've got our runner on second. Is that Dubon on second? Might be. Hunter Strickland is in the game for the Angels. Here comes the pitch from Strickland. Little outside. Ball 2. Hunter Strickland. All right. Here comes the next pitch to Pena. Hey, we get one. All right. Little pitch outside. Ball 3. Crowd's kind of quiet right now. Yeah, that's right. You be quiet. You sit in your seats. Look at all those fans sitting in their seats back there. Look at them all just sitting there. Here comes the 3-0 pitch to Pena. Bottom of the zone, strike 1. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Some lethargic clapping going on from this very weak crowd. Pena 2 for 3 today. He's got the solo home run in the first. How about we end it with a home run? How about that? 94 right in the zone. Come on, Pena. You got to swing at that. The count is now full. It was 3-0. Now it's full. When it's in the zone, you got to swing, my friend. You got to swing. Pena takes a little timeout. Pitcher steps off the rubber. Brooks says 6 beers in, I could crush some tuna, sashimi, and katsu. I hear that. I got tuna fish here, but it's in a can. Here's the 3-2. Pena with the line drive. Dubon is headed over to third. Is he going to stop? He's going to be stopped. It's too shallow. But Pena with 3 hits today. We have runners on the corners with no outs. Lead off hit by Jeremy Pena. Boom. Not deep enough to get Dubon. You know that Paris Chica's not going to send him there. If he won't send him when he should, he's definitely not going to send him when he can't. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Catcher walking out on the grass. He socked the ball, Paredes, at the plate. Great start, Brooks. Yeah, you're right. Let's get a homer. Don't! Let's get a homer. He socked the ball. The first pitch on the way. A little low, but called a strike. Okay. 85-mile-per-hour slider. 0-1. 9 hits now for the Stros. 3 more than the Angels at the moment. Strickland propane on the mound. Running out of gas. Here's the next pitch to Paredes. Oh, he hit him. Dubon's going to score? Or no, it didn't hit him. It went behind him. Look at that. I thought it hit him, guys, but that pitch was so wild. It went behind Paredes and Dubon scores. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Whoa, he thought it was going to hit him. He tried to block it with his arm, actually, but he couldn't even get it. Heck yes, the Astros score on a terribly wild pitch. A really bad throw by Strickland. That was a bad pitch, I'll tell you what. Mr. Strickland, I don't know what you're thinking. The Angels are challenging. The Angels are challenging. They're going to say Paredes was hit by the pitch. But the thing is, it's going to have to be obvious because the umpire called it a passed ball. Let's take a look. Can't see anything there. Call on the field is confirmed. It's no hit by pitch. Heck yes, the Astros take the lead 3-2. Good one. You know, it's very good the way you're pitching right now. I like it a lot. I like it. 2 balls and 1 strike should be the count. It says 1-1 on the screen, but I think it should be 2-1, shouldn't it? Here's the next pitch to Paredes. Swing and a miss. 86 below the zone. Pena is on second base, by the way. He did advance on that passed ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes, apparently. I thought it was 2-1 before, and then now 2-2, but I am incorrect. Apparently, it's 1-2. Here comes the next pitch from Strickland. That's kind of lobbed out into the right field, opposite field foul ball by Paredes. Brent Sousa is warming up. Here's the pitch. Way outside and low. That is a ball 2. 2-2 is the count. We only have 0 outs, guys. Astros have 1 run on the board with a runner still on second base with no outs. So it's like a start over except with a free run. Here comes the next pitch to Isak the ball. Low and outside again. Strickland can't get it in the zone. Full count. We need more likes. Yeah, if we can get to 70 again, that'd be awesome. 70 is my big, I guess you could say my big main record for this year. 73. I haven't gotten more than 73 this year. During the playoffs last year, the start of the playoffs, I had some. Paredes fouls that one off down the third base side. The count remains full. 506 subs. Yeah, 507. Thank you guys. You're awesome. I cannot wait to get my Altuve jersey and sport that and show my appreciation for you guys. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ah, he strikes out 93 below the zone. That would have been ball 4. 1 away. This inning feels so long, and yet that's the first out of the inning. Paredes walks to the plate, and I can tell by the booing what that means. That means the best player in baseball is coming to the plate. Now, remember earlier, what's been going on with Altuve this game? Oh, they're not going to let him. Look at this. Altuve's over 4 today, and they're not going to pitch to him. They're going to walk him. Look at that. Yeah, that's right. You better walk him, Strickland Propane. Oh, you better walk him, I'll tell you what. That pitcher ain't right. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. So Yainer has been doing pretty well in his career against Hunter Strickland. But even though Altuve is 0 for 4 today with 4 strikeouts, they don't pitch to him. So we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Diaz. Opposite field, foul ball. Strike 1. Blast from the past. That's an old one. Red corn died. Are you serious? You're talking about the red corn? 0-1 pitch to... No, they go to second. They've got Pena in the hot box. They're going to tag him out easy. He doesn't even try to get out of it. That was pretty weak. Out number 2. Pickoff move by Strickland works. And Altuve goes to second base. So Pena doesn't really fight it. He just wants to kind of keep them away from Altuve. Altuve gets to second, so at least we keep our runner in scoring position, but that's out number 2. Bad base running there on behalf of the Flash. He wasn't very happy. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Diaz. Outside, ball 1. The count is now even. We definitely need a Yainer bomb. An opposite field Yainer bomb. If it's going to go out, that's probably where it's going to go. Right center field, right? 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Altuve on second. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt practically, but swing and a miss by Diaz. The bane of Diaz. Yeah, what was that, Pena? That's what I'm thinking. Foul tipped at the plate. Count remains 1-2. At least the Astros have the lead now. That's something. But just 3-2 in the 10th inning against the Angels? Nothing to brag about. It's kind of like the other day whenever, was it Rooker? No. Might have been Rooker. I don't remember. One of those guys was celebrating after hitting a home run off Gordon. Really going crazy. Here's the pitch. Skied in the air. Should be an easy play for the center fielder. And it is. No error, unfortunately. But we get a run. Dubon scores on the pitch way behind Paredes. 3-2, Astros take the lead. Not by bat, but by wild pitch. Pretty sad that we have to win or take the lead on a team like this by wild pitch. But it is what it is. Can't always be great. You can still, I guess you can still be great when you're losing. You know, you can be great all the time. It's a mental thing. It's a state of mind. You can be great in state, but it doesn't mean that the performance always appears to be great. Great in state, but not always in appearance. Old Dog says, liking the red on the left, blue on the right. Oh, it just happened to work out that way, Old Dog. When I paused it, that just happened to be where it was at. Sergio says we'll need Hader to come through for us. I don't think we're going to have Hader, Sergio. I think we're going to have Sousa. I don't think we're going to have Hader pitching. He pitched more than an inning yesterday, and he pitched an inning today, and Sousa was warming up in the bullpen. So I'm going to guess that Sousa is going to be in and put his picture on the screen. We'll see if that holds up. Because earlier they showed the bullpen, and the only guy warming up was Sousa, Bennett Sousa. I think I called him by another name earlier for some reason. I don't know why. Bottom of the 10th. Sousa is on the mound for the Astros. Just took his last warm-up pitch. .69 ERA and 26.2 innings. Very, very respectable numbers. 33 strikeouts. Pretty nice. He doesn't normally try to close the game as out, so he only has a couple of saves. Trout is on second base. Why do they have Trout on second base? He's not a speed demon. Do they have no choice? First pitch is in there for strike one. Taylor Ward is at the plate for the Fallen Angels. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, swing and a miss. 88-mile-per-hour slider. It's 0-2 just like that. Yeah, Brendan Abreu already pitched. He got himself into a jam, but then he climbed out of it. So we got lucky. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Ward. Bounces that foul. The count remains 0-2. Wow, 90 people, guys. We're getting close to 100 people viewing the channel. If you haven't liked it already, like the live stream. I didn't realize that. Suddenly I look up and I see that we had over 90 people following the channel. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming in. Hope you stick around. Here's the next pitch from Sousa. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 4-pitch strikeout for Sousa to start the inning. Nice. Big out. First batter. Swing and a miss. Taylor Ward goes down. Darno comes to the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again. 86 miles per hour. Slider below the zone. Man, Ward, that was a big out. Darno will be another good out. This is the middle of the lineup for the Angels. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to third. Paredes holds him up at second. Goes to first, gets the out. 2 up and 2 down. 70 likes, guys. Awesome. I think we're 3 away from the record for the year. 73 likes is my record for 2025. We're just 3 away from that. Sousa rubs up the ball, gets a new ball, rubs it up. Joe Adell comes to the plate. He has a home run today and a walk. He's 1 for 3, but he's facing Sousa here in the 10th. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the air, fouled off into the right side. Into the crowd. Strike one. Let's go, STROS. Strike him out, strike him out. Let's go. You have nice calm. Just barely outside, man. That pitch is definitely never called by the umpire. Not for the Astros, at least. Right on the outside edge. Ball 1. 1-1. 2 outs. Trout on second. Here comes the next pitch. The 1-1 from Sousa. High and outside. That one was nowhere near competitive. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll think of it eventually. 2 balls, 1 strike. Come on, Stros. Go, Stros. Come on, Sousa. Cook it up. Hit high in the air. This could be it. Over on the right side, does he have room? Walker is over. He's got it. He puts it away for out number 3. The Astros win 3-2. Extra innings. 10 innings it took the Astros to win game 1. They struggle, but they started off with a win. On the road. 9 hits for the Astros today. 6 hits for the Angels. 3-2. The Astros get a run off of a wild pitch that went completely behind Paredes. Dubon scored, giving the Astros that extra run they needed. And Sousa comes in the game as the closer. How about that in the 10th inning? 3 up and 3 down. Even grabs a strikeout. That's awesome. Yeah, Fruit Juice says kind of ugly, but whatever, we'll take it. Absolutely. Sergio says Astros win. That's right, absolutely. 71 likes on today's live stream. We went over the 500 mark today, guys. Thank you so much. My goal for by the end of the month was 500, but you guys got me to 500 with 10 days left. That's freaking awesome. That's really awesome. Going at this rate, we might get to 600. Should I press my luck? No whammies, no whammies. Stop. Well, it's time to do what I always do, and that is a quick game recap. There's not a whole lot of scoring in this game, so there won't be too much to say. But let's take a look at it. I think I can bring it up on the screen. Let's see here. Yes, I can. I can bring it up on the screen. Right there. Let me detach it and move it over. All right. Josh Hader gets the win. He's now 5-1. Strickland gets the loss. Sousa gets the save. That's his second save. How about that? In the first inning, Pena homered to center field 402 feet. Astros were up 1-0. Let me move that over a little bit more. There we go. Now you can see it. Paredes comes up right after that, 370 feet to left field. 2-0 Astros right off the bat. The first 2 batters, homer. And after that, the Astros didn't do anything for 9 innings. In the bottom of the 4th, Adele homered, 2-1 Astros. Moore homered in the 7th, 2-2. So all 4 runs during regulation were homers, just solo homers. In the 10th inning, Dubon scored on a Strickland wild pitch because he ran out of gas. Strickland ran out of gas. Hunter Brown, kind of forgot about him today, right? He didn't have a stellar day, but he didn't have a bad day. I mean, where the pitchers, yeah, if you go down here, the Astros had a lot of pitchers. Let's see. There they are right here. Why is my screen going crazy? Stop going crazy. There it is. Okay. Here are the pitchers over here for the Astros. Hunter Brown pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run. It looks great, right? Only 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. All of these numbers look good except for the strikeouts. He only has 4. But his pitch count was 87. Kind of high. So he had to work pretty hard again, like he did last outing, in order to get to where he was at and shut it down in the 10th. The Astros pulled it out. What a game. How many strikeouts? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the Astros struck out 12 batters in 10 innings. That's so-so. And they gave up just 2 earned runs. Look at that. That's crazy. If you go all the way back up here and look at that. 6 hits for the Astros. 6 hits the Astros gave up and 2 earned runs. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let me move that over so you can see it. You can see this right here, right? Astros had 9 hits, only gave up 6 and 2 earned runs. That's freaking awesome. Pitching was there. Batting was just not that good today, which is a common problem for the Astros. But once again, that's I'd rather have it that way. Would you rather have so-so or erratic hitting and phenomenal pitching, or would you rather have erratic so-so pitching and phenomenal hitting? I don't know. I guess you can argue it both ways. You can't have both so much, I guess. But it's okay. Now it's time for a quick preview of tomorrow's game. Let's go down to the full schedule. Game 2 against the Fallen Angels. Tomorrow, same time. Brandon Walter is on the mound. He will be on the mound for the Astros, facing Jose Soriano. Soriano is 4-5 with a 3.54 ERA. He's pitched 86 innings. He's pitched quite a bit. Given up 86 hits, averaging 1 hit per inning. You see that? And 40 walks, guys. Now look at that. Think about that. Look at these numbers here. He's given up 1 hit per inning plus 40 walks. I think and not a lot of homers, only 3 homers, but I think this means that the Astros can have a really good time against this guy because the Astros aren't really big home run team. I mean, recently they've hit a lot, right? But Astros are basically, they score a lot of their runs with infield hits. So they could have a big game in Game 2. Maybe that they kind of worked the rust out from traveling from Sacramento to Los Angeles. They've squeaked out a win in Game 1. Now they're kind of settled down, and they will destroy them in Game 2 and Game 3. That's my guess. The matchup predictor says it's 50-50. That's funny. Walter doesn't have an official win yet. No wins, no losses, as you can see right here on the screen. But anyway, let's see here. One quick look at the live chat before I go. I want to say thank you one more time to everybody for the 500 subscribers. We got to 508. We have cleared my threshold. When I started the live stream, I think we needed 11, and now we're 8 over. So I picked up 19 subscribers since before the live stream started. That's freaking awesome. You guys are awesome. This win, Sergio says, puts the Astros back in second place over the Stankies in the American League. Yes, so let's stay there until we get the lead over the Tigers. Whoops, sorry about that. There, a mosquito got in here, and I just attacked my microphone trying to hit it. I forget sometimes that this microphone sticks out so far. I wish it was closer, but you can't adjust it. I'd have to break it and glue it back into place to adjust it. All right. Yes, we need more propane, Bobby. Bobby, I tell you what. That's right. Let's see here. Did the likes change? Yeah, we got up to 72 likes. Thank you, guys. Jay Paul says, I want to see this scorecard. It has to be below 75% accuracy. I agree with you. MLB average is 95%, says Jay Paul. This guy definitely is not 95%. Did Detroit lose? I believe they did. Yes, that's right. They got crushed. Jay is right. They got crushed. 14-8. Was that the final score? That was the last score I know of. Go to the batter's box with no bat. Yeah, basically. Thank you, Sergio, for helping out. Thank you for holding down the chat when I'm busy and I'm distracted with the game and other things or technical problems or whatever. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. It's not always easy to do all this stuff by yourself. I don't have any help here. Everything that I do here is just me. Here at the house, it's just me. Here on the channel, it's just me and you. So thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you guys being here. That's all for today. I don't really have any other commentary to say. And tomorrow's game is at the same time, so I'll be back here. The start time on my live stream is listed, but what I've been doing is starting just a little bit early just to kind of get set up and get comfortable, make myself some coffee, and make sure that all of the kinks are worked out. Today I'm going to try to get those base runners working again. It's the one thing, I don't know why, but ever since I started using the API information, where it pulls the information from the MLB site and displays it on the screen, for whatever reason, it's the only information that doesn't show on the screen. It doesn't update on the screen, and I have no idea why, but I just have to keep working with ChatGPT in order to fix that code. I'll do my best to get it fixed, and then once that's fixed, I think it should be smooth sailing, at least for a while, until I decide to change something else or improve it. Mark says, thank you, Mr. Geaux. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you being here. New subs, new followers, and old followers alike. Old or just old-timey followers. Either way, thank you very much. All that's left to say is go STROS, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on this great big earth.